Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo, and this is the MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness events for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest. We're going to be in Oregon over the next few weeks and many events online. So tonight is one of our panels. There are 9 of us that are here on the panel today. We all practice holistic tools for self-healing, and we're going to be answering questions today using those tools. So we're going to go around and all share about who we are and what we do. And then we're going to be answering your questions. So practitioners, as we go around, go ahead and take a couple of minutes, share about all the things you do, maybe share something, if you have something specific you want to share about the theme tonight, holistic tools for self-healing, feel free to talk about all the different things that you do. And yeah, then we'll be answering questions. I'll check and see if anyone is signed up already in line. I'll put information in the chat about all the practitioners. Many of the practitioners have specials tonight where we offer our work at smaller packages, lower prices. It's a great opportunity to get to know us from tonight being here, and then also from hearing all of us and working with all of us later. All right, let's see. Maybe let's go in a similar order that we did before, if I can remember approximately what it was. Let's see. So we'll go Susie, Henry, Stephanie, and then maybe Sharon Marine, and then Kendara. So that'll get us started. Susie, and I'll put you on the spotlight.
Okay, thanks. Hey everyone, it's Susie Parker Goins of Blue Lightning Healing. I am a channel, so that means I open up as a conduit for source and bring it through. My gosh, I don't have my microphone down. Holy moly, now I figured that out. Thank you. I'm Susie Parker Goins of Blue Lightning Healing. I am a channel, so divine comes through me and frequently physicalizes in such a way that the personality changes and the mannerisms change. And so you can have a one-on-one conversation with Source. I have no problem with anybody arguing with Source. I do it all the time. So you ask questions, find those answers that you're looking for. And if you need to shake your fist, that's okay, man. It's all right. I look at past lives. That's the entree that I got when I was coming into this whole metaphysical thing. I find that past lives affect you in this life because you may have a pattern that has continued through. Certainly your soul family that kind of tumbles around with you from life to life. You can find those and identify what issues you all have chosen to look at. You can hold past life tension and trauma of any sort in your body. So we look at that, which is what my energy healing has enabled me to do body scans and to encourage you to talk to your body to find out what's going on there, what you need to do, what your body needs from you to help you move forward on your path. Frequently, just breathing will allow you to clear blockages and do the things you need to have a more heartfelt life. My website is bluelightninghealing.com, and there you can find out what events I'm coming to. And I've got my podcast links there. So if you ever want to search to find out a topic, go for there and search for the topic, and then you can contact me if you need more clarification. I love being on these panels, and I am loving being at in-person events. I hope we can all keep each other in a safe space so that we can continue that way and continue on our healing. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, Susie. Got Henry, Stephanie, and Sharon Marine next.
I love it, Susie. Can I come see you? It sounds so great. I can just envision the whole thing. So I'm Henry India Holden, and I'm going to start the timer. Yay. So I'm Henry India Holden, and I can be reached at henryindiaholden.com. So I want to get out of the way because I always forget that if you want to work with me, but you're not sure, you can get a free consultation with me for 30 minutes. And the link to that is in the chat. You just click on the Calendly link and you pick a time that works for you, and you get your 30 minutes to just chat with me to see if we're a good fit. So what might we be a good fit for? It would be your life purpose. This is my main specialization because it took me, I'm 65, it took me until about 3 years ago to really nail it down, because I'm kind of like a jack of all trades and interested in so many things. And so that was really hard to bring it together. But now I feel like I'm quite expert at it, and I can help you with that and with concrete steps to fulfill it. Not just the idea of now you know what it is, so now figure out how to make it happen. I do both. Now, my approach has become ecotherapeutic. So I call myself an ecotherapeutic life coach. I am studying ecotherapy at Pacifica University, and I'm realizing that ecotherapy, or like the ecological approach, is really appropriate everywhere. So my picture has changed. I got some chickens there because I can't have any in real life, and just the nature. And so we bring that into the work. And also I work with people around eco-anxiety. And so there's an interesting term, which is it's not eco-anxiety, it's eco-fear. Because when we say eco-anxiety, we're pathologizing the real and justified fear that many of us have with what the heck is going on with the planet and with climate change and global warming. And so I work with people around that and how to create wholeness and how to help you also help create wholeness in the world, not just for yourself. And so again, you can reach me at henryindiaholden.com, and you can set up a free conversation with me. Just look in the chat for the link.
Thanks so much, Henry. We've got Stephanie, then Sharon Maureen, and then Kendara.
Hello, everybody. My name is Stephanie Buckland. I am a Reiki practitioner, intuitive, psychic medium, and I bring about 15 years of holistic lifestyle coaching into this conversation. I have loved helping people with self-healing so much that I call myself a self-healing specialist, because I feel like there are so many modalities that we can utilize for self-healing that people have no idea that you have access to these practices, that you yourself can heal yourself. It is a powerful belief shift to change your idea of how you heal when you realize that you actually have the tools within you to do so. So I bring Reiki and intuitive guidance into my practices. I'm also a business coach and mentor, and I'm a conscious wellness event creator. I have an event in the chat that I'm promoting. I would love to see you all there because it is virtual, so anyone can join us. And you can reach me at stephaniebuckland.com. It's Stephanie Buckland is Bucklin. And what else? I am just very excited to share all these wonderful modalities with you. One of my favorite ones is deep breathing. Another that I use all the time is yoga. And so working with me as a coach, you will definitely get yoga. It is part of the training that I offer and part of the magic that you can do at home. And I'm just very, very excited to be here. I think that's all I want to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. We've got Sharon Maureen, and then Kendara, and then Serenity.
Thank you so much, Lorelei, for the opportunity to be part of a tribe that cares about the world and wants to see people rise to their highest and best. My name is Sharon Maureen. You can find me at sharonmaureen.com. I am a transformative life coach and mentor, a Reiki master, a fitness coach, hypnotist. I have training in Donna Eden's work, healing codes, and I love to bring it all together in a system that I call the Serenity Now system. And basically walking you through a process where you can tap your most inner knowing, that innate wisdom that each of us is born with. I believe it's written on the stone of our hearts. It came with us to this earth. Our conditioning, challenges, changes, clouds that innate knowing. And my heartbeat is to help you polish your heart so that you can know again, that you can tap into your intuition, that you can regain the confidence that you lost along the way. I use my intuition, but mostly I want to teach you to use your intuition. I also know that when life offers us so many challenges, or we have to transition in careers, or a mother who is an empty nester, or the loss of a relationship, the loss of a loved one, these are all big life events that often cloud our mind, cloud our heart, cloud our intuition, and we get lost. And so my heartbeat is to help you find your way back and get your bones back, get your stability, help you to be resilient, and to live life fully, happily, and full of meaning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sharon Maureen. Kendara, Serenity, and then Genevieve.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kendara. I am from Denver, and I bring about 40 years of experience mentoring people. I also do the I Ching. I do tarot, but my favorite thing is to help you learn to heal yourself by finding self-defeating practices that often start in childhood. And it's a real challenge because you don't want to go against the messages that your parents gave you, but you also want to become empowered. And I'm just absolutely delighted to be here. I can be reached on my website, kendaralaurel.com, or Gmail, kendaralaurel@gmail.com. And I'm offering a special of $1 a minute, and I'm really delighted to be here and look forward to answering some of your questions and working with these awesome, amazing other practitioners. So thank you.
Thanks, Kendara, Dr. Serenity, Genevieve, and Hope. Yeah, let's get you unmuted. You're next.
Hello, everyone. So nice to meet you. I am Dr. Serenity Edward. I am a doctor of metaphysical humanistic science. And this is a path I have been on for many, many years. I feel it's important that everyone understands the gifts that we were innately born with. You have those within yourself. And what I hope to do is help each of you realize what your gifts are and how you can help yourself live your very best life to achieve and manifest the things that you're dreaming about or the goals that you are wishing to actually pursue. I'm a certified holistic life coach as well. And what we do is we take a journey together. And I help you to understand what it is you truly want to manifest, how you can best do that in a way that is positive and will actually help you to meet those goals. I feel like also it's important that you get information and messages. I provide those through tarot and oracle because we are being told things, and that's also one of our innate abilities that we may not, because we're not familiar or we're not aligned yet. We may not understand that we have the gift to understand those things. So messengers like me are on the scene to help you get the messages and then help you understand how you yourself can align yourself with living that true life. You can reach me at serenityedward.com. I will give tarot readings, oracle readings, also set up appointments so that we can go on a journey together with helping you to meet those goals that you would like to reach. I feel so good to be in this tribe of very talented and amazing practitioners. And I am learning from them as much as I hope to share information that they could possibly learn from. This is a wonderful, wonderful organization, and it is with great pride and with great humility that I find myself at the table with these wonderful, wonderful practitioners. So thank you. I'm glad you are here, and I hope to talk and share with many of you.
Thanks so much, Serenity. It's a community. We're all growing together, including all of us on the panel. It's great. Genevieve and then Hope.
Hi, everyone. I'm really glad to be here. Just noticing that I'm the youngest person in this room. But I'm Afro-Indigenous from Narragansett and Blackfoot. I'm a medicine woman, a shamanic practitioner, and also certified Reiki practitioner. I specialize in shamanic Reiki and oracle readings. I'm very, very passionate about ancestral veneration, and nature-based healing, which is basically like working with nature spirits. In a session, it's a very 50-50 effort. My goal is to give, the client tools for self-healing and really being able to guide them back to themselves, to their root and to their heart. And the link is in the chat for my services. And I also offer sliding scale for BIPOC, and a free 30-minute consultation just to see like if we're a good fit or if you wanted to get to know me. But yeah, thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Genevieve. We're thrilled to have you on your first panel with us. And yeah, we did our interview earlier this weekend. It's really exciting that you've opened to be able to share your gifts with people so early in your life and early in your career path. It's great. Hope. Let's see, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I am Hope Helgren. I am really happy to be with all of you tonight. This is just a wonderful experience. I am a Reiki master and an intuitive tarot reader, and I work a lot with the chakras in my work as well. I can do a chakra check on my client's body. So all of this is energy. So I'm always talking about or thinking about energy. And when you're really trying to help someone heal, it's really about shifting energy that may be stuck in their system. So my path has been 20 years long at least. I did my first Reiki training 20 years ago. And through this process, it was basically my own healing work that brought me to wanting to help other people to heal. And I think my favorite clients are people who are ready to really kind of dig in and figure out what is stopping me from having the life that I'm dreaming of. And so I love to help getting in there, get in the muck with my clients and figuring out what those things are and how we can shift and move that energy. I'm happy to be here tonight again. And I do have a special for this event. You can see in the chat, and feel free to reach out to me. I am at www.hopehelgren.com.
Thanks so much, Hope. And I'm Lorelei Shamayo. I'm on the panel as well as helping run the event. I'm an intuitive eye reader. I believe that we all read eyes all the time. If you think about when you've met someone with dark sunglasses and you can't see their eyes, there's so much missing. And as soon as you see their eyes, there's so much there. We all pick up so much of this from each other. In addition to that, we all have mirror neurons in our brain that pick up all sorts of other things about what's happening with the other person. So I call that part of my work body psychology. It's how we can be more aware for ourselves of what we're feeling, what we're experiencing. How can we pick things up in other people? And then also, how can we utilize our body, being in a physical body, to shift and change our experience? There are all kinds of ways of doing that. And those are many of the tools that I'll probably be sharing with you today. Things like cutting cords, so shifting attachments, finding, I say insourcing and outsourcing, finding new ways to speak. When you talk about things that have been challenging, do you talk about them as the present? Do you talk about them in the past? If you talk about them in the past, you're opening space for things to be different in the present. There are different ways of finding affirmative statements and tools for how to embody them. Not shaming yourself when you're only able to take so much in at a time. Just so many different things. I'm really excited to be with you today. It's a great theme. And just excited to be all together, back together in a big panel. And we have so many practitioners that are on the panel today. We're going to be taking turns as we answer questions, and I may step back a bit, even though I have so much to share. Maybe I will put things in the chat to help make space for all of us. Pull up all of us on screen right now, as many of us I can get. Yeah, some of us don't have our videos on at the moment. So it's free to be here to listen and learn from all that we're doing today. And it's a small price to ask a question of the panel. I don't think I have anyone in the line that's paid yet. We do ask that you pay before you come up on stage. I think we have a lot of new people today that haven't been to our events before. I'll put the information again and how to pay to ask a question. You can pay by PayPal or by Venmo, or if you need to, I can run something on Square on my phone. So you'll hear answers from many practitioners on the panel. We may be able to have everyone answer, depends. Not everyone will have an answer. Sometimes we get the same answers as each other, and so we choose to not share again. We just come on and say, yeah, everything they said is so spot on. Yeah, and some of us may share in the chat as well. Yeah, so let's see. A few things before we do answer questions. When this is recorded and it's going to be posted online, so keep in mind when you ask a question, we may go deeper than you intend us to go. You may not realize all the things that we perceive that are connected. We may share about areas of your life that you don't want us sharing about here in this recorded format. Feel free to give us feedback and guidance about that before we start answering. And if we start answering in a way that's not what you want us to be doing here, please interrupt us, jump in and help us see how to honor you in the way we answer. It's so important to us. We request that you allow the attention to stay up on the panel today as we're answering. And you also can participate. You're probably intuitive. You probably know that you are. We think just about everyone is. Grab something to write with that's very helpful. Write down anything that comes through you, anything that you just think of, you don't know why, write it down. You get to find out if that's connected in some way to what's happening for the person, for the answers that we give. Hearing confirmation from us on the panel is just support for you to continue to trust yourself and your opening to the messages that come through you. Please do keep whatever comes through to yourself until we're done answering someone's question. And then if you want, you can privately chat them and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through you. Please honor whatever they share. It's possible that they are full and they just don't want anything else right now. Please honor that and trust that it came through you for some other reason. All right, well, let me check again and see if anyone has chosen to get in line to ask a question. Yeah, so really you can ask about anything. We work on so many different things. The aim in general today is that we focus a bit on holistic tools for self-healing. And we'll talk about that and many other things, just all the resources that we use to support you in being you, powerfully you on your path. Great, and you know, if no one's jumped in to ask a question yet, which is unusual, we usually have questions like right before. Yeah, we can have some of us on the panel ask questions, or we can talk a little bit more generally about some of our tools. I know some of you mentioned tools as we go around, so maybe that's a good idea. Those of you that didn't mention examples of the kinds of tools, if you want to jump in and share a little bit, and I remember hearing some of us do that, and maybe not all of us. Yeah, go ahead, Hope.
I think one of the most important things is to get into your body. So whatever can get you in there, being outside in nature, yoga, as someone mentioned earlier, it's a wonderful way to get back into your body. I feel like all healing needs to start there.
Yeah, great. And I'm just multitasking, doing all kinds of things back here too. So did I see someone else's hand up?
There's someone in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Nicole.
Oh, you're new and you're deaf. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. So I know. I'm gonna text. That'll be the easiest way. Yeah, and Serenity, if you want to come on screen and speak to some of that. I'm going to text Nicole because I can do voice recording. Yeah, we already had some text back and forth. Oh, Henry, go ahead.
Yeah, so something that I wasn't talking about before, just completely forgetting, hey, we have a particular theme today, which is healing. And so why I'm so excited to be on this panel is that about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with MS, and I have not had a single symptom. And I know why. And so I look forward to sharing. I'm sure that this will come up, like, how am I doing this? My former husband was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis, which is a fatal illness, and we completely healed that. A few years ago, my thyroid started to go on the fritz, and my partner, who is a Reiki master like I am, gave me Reiki one time. And since then, the thyroid just shows normal, because we check it, every 6 months or every once a year. So it's been normal ever since. And so there's like ways to be with our body that allows healing, or that kind of heads off the dis-ease that the body can get into that then develops into disease. And so we've had some really wonderful successes with that in our lives and in the lives of some of the people we know. So, like my dad was a very intellectual dude. And so for me to believe that this kind of spiritual healing or metaphysical healing is possible is very hard. It's like, what? That can't really be true. It's got to be medicine, scientifically supported, blah, blah, blah. But I know from experience that that's not the case, that in fact, this is one of the most wonderful ways to heal ourselves. And it's really supported a lot by some of what Deepak Chopra talks about, that we have an internal pharmacy, that we can produce the healing agents and the medicines that our body needs, and that the body itself has deep intelligence, and not just animal intelligence or a body intelligence, but an intelligence like I have as I'm speaking here to you, this kind of intelligence. It speaks to me, I speak to it, it tells me what it needs, and we can negotiate, and I can give it what it really, I'd like to see what they need, because I'm non-binary. So I like to relate to my body as non-binary. So I can give them what they need. And this really leads to wellness, or can lead to wellness, probably not in every case. And it's so important that when that doesn't succeed, that we don't then blame ourselves and go, I would be well if only I had done it right. I think it is a much more nuanced and complex and rich and full field. There's a lot of times that the soul wants things that maybe we're not fully cognizant of, and many other things that I'm sure everyone will touch on, just about everything we can imagine around that. I'm looking forward to hearing all that.
Yeah, that's great, Henry. And one of the phrases that you may have heard before that I imagine you would love is the idea that like anything that arises that seems like it needs healing, the resources to heal it are right there. So for example, I live by a pond, and so I get mosquito bites, right, and other bug bites. And it turns out there's this weed that grows proliferously right here. And if I just pull off a piece of the weed, chew on it, and stick that on my bug bite, poof, the itching goes away and the swelling goes down. And like I just learned today, this is more of a prevention, but when a baby is breastfeeding, that some of the molecules from the baby go into the mother, and the mother's immune system produces more antibodies that are good to help whatever's happening with the baby. So there's just so many ways that we exist with each other to support healing and health. Well, let's see, we've got Emerald and Wine. So I'm going to take myself off of the screen. Oh, Serenity, if you have something you want to share briefly, and we've got a question in line. Go ahead, Serenity. Serenity, did you want to share a little bit about tools?
Yes, I did want to. I did want to talk about healing very quickly,
Sure.
Because I suffered from a ruptured aneurysm, more specifically a subarachnoid hemorrhage. Out of 5 people who get that, 4 will die. It was, but I didn't. And I healed, because I healed from within. I did not give in. A lot of people said, oh, how are you still there? How are you still living? Because I believed and I understood. I had the tools. We have the tools. And I would like to tell everybody, you have the tools. Now, I'm not saying that if you're not an MD and you truly have a disease that needs to be handled by a physician, then please do that. But please understand, we have so many tools in our arsenal, and we have to work with our doctors and with ourselves and understand that healing starts from within. I know it did for me. Many people thought I was going to die, and here I am 6 years later. And also, it was after all of that I got my doctorate, and that I returned to school, got my doctorate, and began trying to help other people heal as well. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I'm here to tell you it can be done. We have it all within us. We are such amazing beings, and we don't give ourselves the love, and we don't explore what we actually provide and the gifts that we have. It's within us to do so. We are powerful, powerful beings, and we need to thank first ourselves and then send that energy out so that everything in the world is better, so that we are better. And that's all I'm going to say. And we're going to go on to the next question. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Serenity. That's right. You remind me of your amazing story that you shared about during your interview. Yeah, it's great. All right. Well, Emerald, you're first in line. What is your question?
Hi, that's a great question. I'm not really sure exactly what my question is, but I just felt called to be here. I have a recent diagnosis of something called lichen sclerosis, which is a autoimmune disease. And I'm really grateful that I have a lot of support in some ways. And I have access to that support. Like I'm really aware of that awesome situation that I'm in, that I have that access. And there's something around this internalized shame that keeps coming up as a karmic pattern for me. And I'm really feeling there's work for me to do here, and I don't know how or where to start. So there's not really a question, like really specific. But there's a lot. I'm feeling a lot about it. And I just came on Facebook for the first time in ages, saw this post in the Portland Consciousness Facebook group and was like, click, done. Here I am asking her first question. Like I'm supposed to be cooking dinner for my kids. But I'm here. So they will get fed. But yeah. Thank you.
Yay, thanks so much. And it's great. You don't need to have a specific question. That's really perfect. And since I'm going to leave the space to the others, I'm going to share super briefly. You mentioned shame, and that makes lots of sense to me because often autoimmune issues can be improved by expressing healthy anger, setting boundaries, saying yes and no. Shame is often anger, really aggression directed inwards. And so ways that you're holding yourself back and not saying yes and no in the ways that you want to. And I see some of that in your eyes too, that you have lessons with that. So that's something that you can focus on that can make a difference. All right, we've got Stephanie, Henry, and Susie in line. We've got 2.5 minutes each. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Hey, Emerald. Well, the first thing that I thought of is self-love. One of my very first intuitive hits about love was I need to love myself more. I need to be more engaged with myself, my own self-healing, my own, like what my needs are, asking in those questions and maybe even journaling about what is it that I need right now? What is it I need for my healing practice? How can I get to self-love? Because it's like a journey. It's not something you just snap on, right? You have to get there. So self-love for me, it's about just incorporating practices like deep breathing practices can be huge. Anytime stress comes up, just taking a deep breath and letting it go, because we hold so much in our bodies, and breath can be a powerful tool to just release that. And it can be an immediate tool as well. The second one that I use a lot is just watching my thoughts. And so that can be a mindfulness practice. It can also be just paying more attention to the racing thoughts and what's going on up there, and like stopping for a second. Wait a minute, I just heard something that I don't like about myself. I just heard something that I'm abusing myself over. Why am I abusing myself over that thing? And you can start asking your own intuitive questions and getting your own intuitive answers just by asking the right questions. And well, yeah, it all comes down to love. So just finding where love is, bringing that love in, exactly, giving yourself hugs, feeling worthy of that love, because you are a very important part of this world, and your world needs you. So just remember that you're here on purpose.
Thanks so much, Stephanie. We've got Henry, Susie, Serenity, Sharon, and Genevieve in line. Henry.
can you skip me because I want to pull up the limiting belief card and I don't have it yet. Can
Hey,
I
yeah,
go
sure.
after? Thank you so much.
And I just made you co-host. So Susie's next and then Henry.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Emerald, you spoke about feeling shame, and Stephanie spoke a lot about love. I had received a pretty jarring diagnosis too. I'm an 8-year cancer survivor. And because of my medical history, I set out with the attitude that I am changing the end of the story. So when you have that amount of belief in yourself that you are going to shift this story to read the way you want it to, that's amazing. And it's valid because, I mean, looky, la, 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 I'm still here. And Stephanie's talking about love. And one of the practices I do is that I look in the mirror every morning when I wake up and I say, I love you just because. Yeah, I got wild ass morning hair and, the face is still draggy and all, but I love you just because. And I think that will help you shift the shame and help you feel. And if I understand what your lichen sclerosis is, that's a skin thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So learning to be comfortable in your skin, it's going to be different. And to learn to, somebody once asked me, somebody once said, why don't you love your cancer? And I went, no, completely inappropriate word, but no, because I loved myself more than I loved the cancer. So that's not defining me for who I am. It's not going to define you for who you are. So learning to be, thank you, Dr. Serenity. Learning to be comfortable in your skin is going to be a big step in that direction for you healing from within. So I recommend I love you just because. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks, Susie. You all ready, Henry?
Well, for some reason, my limiting belief card has disappeared.
Oh, I
And
know that
I have
one.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, and I love that card, and I have it. I know you would like this one, and I have it in 3 places. So, Emerald, if you want me to send it to you, I will gladly. Just you can send me your email in the chat privately if you want to do that, or you can send it to Laura, however that works for
and
you.
if you want to take more
Yeah.
time, Henry, to find it, you can, and we can wait.
Okay. Well, all right. Why don't we do that? Okay.
All right, let's find that card. It's a beautiful card, everyone. We
All
want
right.
Henry to find it.
All right.
All
All
right,
right.
Serenity is
Thank
next.
you.
Emerald May, first of all, your name is just magical. Emerald May, how beautiful that is. And how beautiful you are. You have so much to give, and it sounds as though you yourself are a coach or a healer or a teacher in the making. You want to share.
I already am, yeah, which is kind of where the shame is. Yeah.
Why is there shame in that? Why?
Because
You are beautiful. You have a beautiful energy and spirit. You should share that with everybody. So many around you need it. Their day is made better just from you speaking to them. Do you know what it does for them? You know what it's done for me right now? I see the leader, the healer in you. I see the teacher. I feel like you should be on the panel with the rest of us and share that and give that. It's really evident. There is nothing wrong with you. Everything is so right with you, Emerald. I really hope that you know that. There's nothing in you that is wrong or you're already a teacher. You're already leading us. And I've been blessed just to have the opportunity to speak with you and converse.
Great.
Did she leave? Because I
Thank
don't
you,
see her.
Serenity. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, where did she go?
She's still
Oh,
here.
there you are, sweetheart. Okay. Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, see, that's when an older lady needs to put her glasses on and doesn't want to do it because she's a little bit vain. But no, honestly, you know, and I'm wondering if you, are you looking to go forward in possibly some schooling? Or you're looking for like a path to get on or a circle to join or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm feeling
mm,
that from you. You
I
want
need community. That's what I need.
yeah,
I've been
something
in the
concrete
yeah,
for.
huh?
Something concrete, something
Yeah,
where you don't feel alone.
yeah,
You know that they're around you. It's almost frustrating to you that they haven't, that you can't find them or they're not coming to you. You're like, I'm here. I'm Emerald May. I'm looking for you. You're looking for them. They will find you. They're looking for you. Girl, they'll, before you know it. Don't worry about it anymore. You're not wrong. You're not
thank you.
wrong. They will find you. Trust me. They're looking for you too.
Great.
And you have everything to give them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
All right, sweetheart.
Serenity. And Emerald May, did you
Of
say that
course.
you're outside Portland? Where did you say you were?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
gee,
in, yeah,
the entire MeWe crew, well, not all of us, but a lot of us are gathering in Portland on April 9 and 10. So you can have a lot of us in person if you want. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. And Serenity is totally right.
Yeah,
You
you know,
can,
it's the reason I was here.
sounds like you can be in our panels. So, all right, great. Let's see. We've got Henry has the card now. So Henry's next. And then we've got Sharon and Genevieve and Kendara.
All right. I thought that maybe I couldn't find the card because it just wasn't meant for you right now. So I wanted to bring that up because that was what I thought. It's sort of like when a card falls out, I always think, is this falling out because it's supposed to be part of the reading or because it's supposed to not be part of the reading? And then as case by case, I have to decide which it is. And I'm not going to decide, you decide. So I'm going to show the card to you in just a moment. Actually, let me run the timer. Whew. The timer, because I get very, very focused and the time goes just away. So what comes to my mind as I'm sort of being with you and being with your question, I get the shame part so much. I have psoriasis, and so experiencing since my mid 30s, I'm now in my mid 60s. So just experiencing that, and at one point I was suicidal because of it. Not for very, very long, just for a few weeks. And I did some work. So I'm going to share that with you real quick because that mattered for me. What I did is I'm a list maker. So I made a list of all the reasons why I should live, even though I have psoriasis. And it was very, very bad, not like it is today. It was just head to toe. And also all the reasons why I should not live. And I was quite shocked by how long the list was of all the things that are not affected by it. And it was just very convincing to me. And so that healed me there for that. Now, what I do, the issue I have is that once something has manifested in this very visible way, it's hard to change our minds about it because there is the evidence right in our faces, right? So that may not, or it may work for you. What I do know though is what came up for me right away was What the Bleep Do We Know? Are you familiar with this movie?
No.
It's called What the Bleep Do We Know? So watch that. Totally worth it for you. And there is Mary Matlin in this movie, and she draws, I think maybe with an eyebrow pencil or something, she draws on her skin these beautiful patterns, and as a way of loving her body. And so I think that's what came from me. That was divine guidance that came through, to just like maybe paint on your body, or just with your finger draw on your body. What I definitely invite you to do that has been powerful for me in aches and pains that show up when you get in your 60s, to just them just coming and disappearing, sort of like butter, they just slide right out of my life, is by directly going to this part on my body, and I touch it and I kiss it and I hold it and I hug it and I say, what do you need? And then I listen. What do you need? Now listen. And it's amazing. A dialogue ensues, and you'll be surprised at what it will tell you and what all you can do for yourself. So I'm just going to briefly share the card. There's so much that could be said about this.
And everyone,
So-
Henry is making these cards.
Yes, thank you so much for bringing that up. Yeah, I always forget to say that. So this card is limiting belief. And I was really surprised how on the nose it was, because I think when it comes to our health, also with other things where the evidence just stares us in the face, these become limiting beliefs, but we treat them as truths. And so if you could go like, oh, you know, when I'm seeing this in my skin, how it gets lighter or thinner, that this might be a belief rather than a truth. I feel that that could be helpful to you. And so you can take a screen. No, maybe you can take a screenshot. I've tried that before. I think you can, maybe can. If you can, take a screenshot of that and kind of meditate on that a little bit, because the card draws out of you your divine or inner wisdom, depending on what you want to call it. It's a catalyst for you to bring out your own wisdom with regard to your health concerns. And if you want, you can email me, and then I will email you a digital copy of that.
Thank you. That's really beautiful card. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Really resonates.
Great.
Just unshare, please.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to. There we go. Phew.
There we go. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
Sorry.
you so much, Henry. We've got Sharon, Genevieve, and Kendara in line. Go ahead, Sharon.
Emerald, I honor you as a mother. I'm a mother of 9, so I
Wow.
understand, and I understand the sacrifice that comes
Mm.
with pouring out not only your body to bring the child into the world, or if you brought the child in from somewhere else, either way, the energy it takes to nurture another soul is a lot. So I want to honor you in that right now. And when you mentioned shame, the first thing that came to my mind was the power of ancestral influence. And I want to share with you something that I use often in my clients. And this analogy may be a little crude, but when we're first seeking healing, it's like a bag of shit that we've hang over our shoulder, okay? Right? And, you know, we try to hide it, and especially if we're already a teacher and a healer, and hope that no one finds out that we have this bag of shit on our shoulder, okay? And then all of a sudden it starts to crack open, and the reality of what is can cause shame. But actually it's a gift. It's a place where we get to be vulnerable. And in our vulnerability and our humility is our greatest foundation for teaching. So while you are digging deep and trying to understand this new diagnosis, its origins, it takes a lot of work. And as a mom, as a whatever practitioner, teacher you are, I can imagine time may be limited. So this tool is such a beautiful thing to do before you go to sleep, when you rise in the morning, when you're feeling that shame. And it's from the Healing Codes. Fingers on the right between the nose, right here. These are all acupressure points, right here, and then on the throat. The prayer is, I pray that all known and unknown cellular memories related to this shame would be healed, and I would be filled with the light, and love of God, and that the power of this prayer would be multiplied 100-fold. And repeat that at each acupressure point. And I know that's a big prayer. I'd be happy to email it to you.
Yes, please.
Okay? And
you.
or share it in the chat. I can type it out in a little bit. But I want to
That would be
encourage
great.
you to start there. Simplicity is often the first strongest step we can take to healing. And so simple prayers, simple affirmations, this prayer and practice is a way to tap into your inner knowing of what is going on in your own body. And, you know, there was a person in the Bible that had a thorn in his flesh. And he says, and that thorn in his flesh was a reminder of his calling. It brought him back to his body. It was a source of empowerment, actually. So my prayer for you is that you will understand the shame, that it will fall away, and that as you gain greater insight, that you would just grow and confidence and healing will be yours.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sharon. Good, Genevieve, and then Kendara.
Hi, Emerald. I'm really glad you're here, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to provide any help that I can. And the first question I'd like to ask is what your support system is like with this health condition.
Yeah, so I have, yeah, as I said, I'm really lucky. I have amazing access to healthcare. So I have a pelvic health therapist, a physical therapist, and I have a emotional release massage therapist. I'm actually a sexological body worker myself and a breathwork facilitator, which is why this whole thing feels like I'm so full of like, how did I not know this? So I have a community, but I think the piece is like I don't have fleshy connection, and I moved to Portland in October, and I don't have any. I've got one friend in Portland, and I know I have a husband and a beloved, so I have. It's complicated, shall we say, and so I don't have any sisters. Like I don't have sister friends or siblings, as it were, thinking outside of the binary gender, like, and that's what I'm missing. That's how it feels. Does that answer your question?
Oh, no, yes, it definitely does. And, you know, I really feel for you. I'm not going to talk about myself, but I know that it can definitely be isolating sometimes, especially when you just feel like in a time like that, anyone deserves like enormous amounts of support, especially when, you know, their health isn't doing really well. And I know what it feels like to kind of feel like really alone in that case. And what I do to help myself is when I don't have, you know, people in real life to go to, I just have to remember that I have an entire like spiritual team that's guiding me and that's supporting me. And even though they're not like here in the flesh and it's not enough, it's something. It's like they have unconditional love for us. All they want is the best for us. They're always here, literally just asking them, hey, can you just let me know that you're here with me right now and give me a sign? And they will. And you have to trust that. And it's like just knowing that you have billions, trillions of ancestors and spirit guides or power animals that are here to support you in a time of need right now. And that's just a little bit of support that I just wanted to share with you. And I'd also like to talk about how I also used to have health issues like all my life, and my sibling as well. And so we've all had our fair share. And I empathize about how overwhelming and how difficult the experience can be. And just know that these negative emotions are really here as a guide to kind of show us what we're feeling right now and how we can transmute that. And having these emotions are very valid. They're here to help us. They're not bad, honestly. They're only bad when it kind of sits there and it manifests sometimes as a physical feeling, sometimes like sickness. That happens to me where I'm like anxious and then I get stomach aches, things like that. But it's really not bad for you at all. They're just trying to help you. It's very valid to feel them. And there is an exercise I think you might resonate with to help. You'd basically get into a meditative state and you would, visualize yourself in a safe place, maybe in nature, somewhere really cozy. and kind of just visualizing your inner child. And this inner child has this health condition of yours. So it's basically you in a younger version. And you're kind of just like, you're witnessing them, and you now have compassion, and you now have understanding, and you now have so much empathy for them. And it's like, it's kind of like self-therapy in a way. You're kind of transmuting this pain into understanding and into compassion. And I think maybe that might shift your mindset a little bit. But yeah, healing is not linear. So
No,
you know, it's a whole
yeah,
journey. But I hope that helps.
it does. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Genevieve. And we've got Kendara also ready.
Hi, Emerald. Thank you for coming. So as I was sitting here waiting, I got a really strong message to ask you how much you meditate. Do you meditate?
Not very
Okay,
much.
So, okay, let's start with that. And I'll tell you why. Because when you meditate, it'll quiet your mind and you'll start getting insight. So if you want to do this with me, I think it'll really give you some. So just imagine roots growing out of your feet, and close your eyes and put your hands up and take a deep breath. And breathe in through your nose for a count of 5. And hold it for a count of 5. And as you breathe out through your mouth, in your head, silently say the word breathing. And once you've done that, do it again and hold it. And as you breathe out the stress and just silently say the word breathing. I'm going to do it 2 more times. And breathe in and hold it. And as you breathe out, silently say the word breathing. And we'll do it 1 more time. So breathe in and hold it and breathing. And then when you finish doing that, just open your eyes. And does that help? Does that relax you? It's a really,
I do
and
feel better.
the nice thing about it is you can do it anywhere. You can do it when you're sitting down. And as I was waiting and just kind of sitting here, I kept getting all these things to share with you. So I looked up Louise Hay for the Skin, and it's a feeling of being vulnerable and not being protected. And I kept getting the message to tell you gentle self-acceptance is the key, because you're right where you need to be. You are totally right where you need to be. And then I pulled an I Ching card on you. Are you familiar with the I Ching?
No.
It's a form of divination that goes back to Confucius. It's over 5,000 years old. But it tunes into what you need. And what's fascinating is I got inner truth for you. And it said it's intuitive knowing. So you really know what you need to have, but it's also joining forces with others, which is why you're here. And I'm going to share one more thing with you, which I think it's helped me a lot. I tend to, being an empath, like I think half of us here are, picking up everybody's stuff. So what I did not know is that when people get stressed, you've got between 90 and 120 seconds before you start internalizing it. Did you know that? After that amount of time, suddenly it's like, oh my gosh. So what helps is think of something you love to do. Like what really calms you, like music or nature?
Music and walking in nature. Yeah, both
So
of those things.
when you start, yeah, those are great. When you start doing those, go back to that feeling. And the minute you start getting stressed, have your little library of memories that'll really help. And I thought I was all done, but apparently I wasn't. Are you familiar with EFT?
Tapping.
Yeah,
Is
do
that,
it.
yeah.
And look up Gary Craig, Garycraig, because he's one of the best to use. He's got the charts and everything. So thank you so much for coming. And I hope that gives you a little something.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. very much, Kendara, and everybody. I feel really like I've tried to stay open to receive everything. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, thank you all so much. Yeah, thank you for holding this space and for holding me and your suggestions and wisdom. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emerald. Thank you for allowing us to support you. And I look forward to being part of the community in a deeper way if you would like that. And I just put a link in the chat too for where we'll be in Portland, April 9 and 10. So that's coming up soon. There's also the Rasani Fair is going to be in Albany this weekend. I know I'll be there and maybe some of the other practitioners will be also. If you don't know about that, it's an even larger fair too. So yeah, everyone. All right. We've got 2 more people in line right now. We've got Joy and then Valerie. Joy, did you want to come up now? Just turn on your video. We'll get you to the front.
Great.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
All right, you're up front. What is your question today?
Well, I'm really thankful and excited about having such a large panel today. In fact, that was my question. I've just started, gotten certified in hand mudras, and so I'm training. I did one of the training panels, and I'm training to be, a practitioner. So I just had a question about, what all you would recommend or get impressions of anything that I should know going into this.
And do you mean what you might want to know in terms of, I'm not using the word should, what you might want to know in terms of tools, in terms of your business, or in terms of like you honoring you? What do you, yeah.
It's a kind of a general question, just anything, what if you were the main thing that you would say or the advice you would have if to someone going into the healing arts.
Right. So yeah, advice for someone going into the healing arts and you in particular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
did a little bit of advice for everybody. Oh yeah, Susie's in line too. It's like follow what you love and what you're really drawn to, not what you think you should do. Right. We've got Susie, Serenity, and Henry. Go ahead, Susie.
Joy, I'm so excited for you, and to know that there's a hand mudra certification program is amazing because I use them sometimes. But my primary piece of advice is to believe in yourself. This is, some people would think this is a weird thing that we all do, but we have so many documented instances of people being able to work through their stuff this way. So your modality is your modality, and it's going to be what is going to help you move forward. So you have a lot of personal experience with it. So you have that confirmation that it does work, and I believe in you too. Well done. Welcome to the game.
Oh, thank you, Susie. Great.
Thanks, Susie. We've got Serenity, then Henry, then Hope. Serenity.
A couple of things. Hey, welcome. It's so good to see you. Also, hey, I see you're a member of the family. Also a member of the family. The LGBTQ
Great.
plus. I am on the B side of things, but it's nice to see you there. Some of the best advice that I would give is to never feel like asking someone for help is a problem. If you feel like you want more information, surround yourself by those who will provide that for you. You have the skill within yourself, but it's never a bad thing to say. Or you might notice somebody and they are also practitioners, or they may have a little bit more experience than you. Feel free to say, this is the path that I'm on now. I see what you're doing. Do you think we could possibly, and find a mentor? Having a mentor, a lot of us may feel like, well, I have the energy, I have the I've been doing this for years. So, but getting a mentor, being humble and understanding that learning is a lifelong thing. We are forever students as well as teachers. The minute a teacher stops learning, they're no longer a teacher. I don't know what they're doing at that point, but we've all got to continue to learn. And as we learn, then we spill what we've learned out to someone, and that is how we become a teacher. Being a practitioner is along that same path. Always, always, always continue to soak up that knowledge. Never feel like you know everything, because we never do. That is for me. And I know you're going to be very successful. The energy coming off you is just phenomenal. I might be coming to you. And do you have a website yet or anything like that? So I know.
Oh, my email, I'll put it in the chat. I'm working on a website for this. I have one, but it's not related to the healing practice. So I am working on that, but I have my email, and definitely I would love to consult with you, free consultation for half an hour. That would be great. Thank you, Serenity.
That would be, well, you know, I think that mentoring someone, that's a gift. It was given to me, and I will give it to you, because we need more of us out here. We need more of us. More of us are needed. I see way too much crazy things on media. I'm about to turn off my television permanently here in a minute after the Oscars. You know, we need more of us. There need to be more of us. And I am so happy you are here with us, Joy. Your name, it fits. Joy. Yes.
Oh, that's so funny. That's my mother's name for me, and it really has a lot of meaning. And I have to say,
She knew when she looked at you.
Oh, sorry, what?
She knew when she looked at you.
Oh.
Exactly what you were, Joy.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I actually, in terms of mentors, I've been working with Henry, which has really been wonderful. I mean, they have so much experience about all kinds of things, and it's been such a wonderful journey.
Great. And Henry is next in line to answer.
Okay, so I am going to turn it over to her.
Thank you, Serenity.
Do them. You got it.
Yeah, so my pronouns are they, them. I'm also in the LGBTQIA community. I'm a trans masculine, non-binary, genderqueer person, and I go by they and them. And so, yay, I know, hello, hello, hello. It's just lovely. And not that, you know, I don't want to exclude anyone else. It's all lovely. Every person's lovely to see, Genevieve and Hope and just everyone. And Joy, so first of all, what have you done with Joy, and who is this? You look amazing. Wow, look at you. Just like a shining light. Like you have these lights behind you, and there's like you're the light, you're the brightest light on that screen.
Oh,
It's
thank
just
you, Henry.
wonderful.
That's
Just
really,
wonderful.
That's really
So
sweet.
I pulled the innocence card, and I'm going to share that here for a moment, but I'm not for long. I may have already sent this to you at some point. So then I would recommend that you meditate on this card this week in terms of what it can draw out of you in terms of your own inner wisdom. So here's the card for a reminder. So you can see this card, right? And so the questions that I recommend you ask yourself with regard to what do you need to know is, I think here are two really powerful questions that you can ask to answer that all the time, because it's like, you don't just need to know that right now. You don't want the answer to that right now, but it's like every day, what do I need to know, right? So you can ask yourself in light of this card, what am I afraid of right now? and then just really be with, and like maybe even look at this card so you don't get uncomfortable being with yourself, because sometimes it's kind of weird when it's just you. And then just listen for that. Look, it'll well up. Whatever your concern is will well up. And then when you hear this concern, then meet it by asking the question, what do I want right now? Or if you meet yourself in a dialogic way, you can say, what do you want right now? And then listen for that answer. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this.
I can't see the bottom of the card. I don't know if you want us to see the bottom.
Really? Huh. I don't know. Huh. Well, I'm going to
Didn't
stop
fit the
sharing it.
screen. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to try and share it one more time. I don't know why this card. Let's see here if it does a better job now. Does it share the full card now?
Yes, yes.
That's what we
Okay,
can see on
great.
that.
So it's innocence. So innocence as in you don't know enough to worry too much. You sort of like this naivete that protects you, sort of like beginner's luck, beginner's mind, innocence, this kind of childlike naivete. So naivete in the best possible way. So how does that resonate with you, Joy? To ask yourself, you know, what am I afraid of right now? And what do I want right now?
Oh, those are really good questions, and something that's really good to ask every day. And I'm amazed you pulled that card, because that's the whole essence of me asking this question of you all. It's perfect. Thank you, Henry. So spot on.
Thanks, Henry. Hope is next.
Hello, Joy. So nice to see you. So I picked a card for you as well, a tarot card, and I want to show you. It is the Seven of Cups, which is essentially being spoiled for choice. You have so many options, you really don't know what to do. And it can be so confusing. So I think see it as a journey of exploration. Try all kinds of things. On my journey over 25 years, I've studied Reiki, tarot, EFT, yoga, meditation, the list goes on and on and on. And I finally settled on Reiki just for its simplicity and its profound healing possibilities. But yeah, I think play with it a little and don't worry so much about what you're supposed to do. Go ahead and try things. See what resonates with you, as I think Henry also said. You know, you're going to find your place.
Great. Great. Thank you very much.
And enjoy the journey.
Definitely. Definitely.
Great. Thanks, Hope. Genevieve and then Kendara.
Hi, Joy. It's really nice to meet you. I just have really basic general advice or tips. I would say, try your best not to compare yourself to others, because it's really, really easy to do that. And your journey is extremely unique. Your skills are unique, your gifts are unique, and how long it takes you to grow and to be successful is also unique. And sometimes it grows really fast, and sometimes it takes time, but that's all unique to you and to your path. And the last thing I would say is to just continue to be authentically you, and to never allow other people to tell you who you are. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. Like, honestly, your authentic energy will attract people who are meant to be with you. And yeah, congratulations.
Great. Great. Thank you, Genevieve.
Thanks, Genevieve. Kendara.
Hi, Joy. How are you? It's good to see you.
Hi,
So I
Kendara.
pulled a card for you. And what I got was keeping still. Can you see it?
Yes. Yes.
And so what they're talking about is watching your emotions, but not responding. And when you do get a feeling to compare yourself to others, which we all do, just allow yourself to keep still and watch the emotions go by. And by doing that, it won't control you. And just that's all you have to do. Because you're doing such an incredibly wonderful thing with the hand mudras. Don't compare yourself to other people. And Only tell people directly involved in helping you attain your goals what they are. And that's all you need to do.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you for coming. We're so glad you're here.
Oh, great. Thank you, Kendara. Thank you very much.
Great. And practitioners, anyone have anything else to share with Joy? Just to see if anything else is here. I mean, everyone's lessons with this are so individualized, I think. You know, we all have different
Yeah.
things.
That was great. That's really wonderful that everyone has different observations, and it's really helpful and broadening. It's wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. Thanks for jumping in and asking a question and helping us move through this great topic. All right, let's see, we've got Valerie next. Valerie, do you want to come up on screen? Turn on your video. You should come to the front and I'll be able to put you up on spotlight. Oh, there you are. Okay, great. Oops.
Hi.
Make it up here. All right, take myself off.
Hi, my daughter thinks her phone call.
All right, great. What is your question?
I'm just curious about past lives and how they relate with my current experience. So I guess like an alignment check, if that makes sense.
Alignment. Say a little bit more about alignment, like what you mean by that.
Like how this experience fits into the big picture, if that's possible.
So how
Like,
this life
feeling.
fits in with the bigger picture for you, like for your soul journey?
Yeah. Yes, because I feel like there's a lot happening right now where things are kind of coming to a close, like really strong agreements or contracts, if you will. And I'm just really curious about like overall.
Do you have a sense that you're moving to a different phase or that you might be off your path?
No, I guess I want to know if I'm going in the right direction.
Okay. Yeah, so just take a moment as people are checking in.
I guess before anyone answers, sorry, Nicole is having trouble. She wants to ask a question.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks. I haven't
Maybe.
seen that yet in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll address Nicole too as everyone's checking in, waiting for Valerie. Susie, go ahead.
Hi, Valerie. You're a practitioner, aren't you? Where are you? Yeah,
It's
okay, there you I'm sorry. Yeah, you are a practitioner?
Yes, Susie, I did the water readings in at Blue Moon.
Mwah, I'm so glad to see you. Okay, so what I'm getting is that, yeah, you've got a lot of stuff coming together at this point, and so it feels that there are some cycles that are ending. What are those past lives? Yeah, because water witchery, they call that dowsing. And so you had a few lifetimes as that and finding that, and they've come into play with your water readings. But there's also now this point it feels that you're going, now what? You've got this skill, so you can adjust this skill. You can, what? Okay, what are you all telling me? Water is fluid. And you have an ability to communicate with it in such a way. You've heard of Dr. Emoto, and he did the water experiments where you would say something into the water and it would shift. The crystalline structure would shift. So if you said hate to it, it would be kind of ugly and disjointed. And if you said love to water, it would be just this amazing symmetrical and beautiful crystal thing. You have this ability now. The water readings are one thing, but now you get to expand on that to like go and help reclaim water from damage that's been done to it. So like, you know, I know you're down south now. Are you close to the Gulf of Mexico?
No, I'm not near any water currently.
Okay.
But the water is a big thing for me too, like getting to bodies of water. Yeah.
Okay. When you get to bodies of water, they heal you and you heal them. I'm saying that you've got this galactic lifetime in which you came from a water planet, and that's what's allowing you to have this ability and how it translates here on Earth. So you're able to call to the water. And as you work with the water, you're able to shift it in such a way. So when you have water like the Gulf of Mexico, I still don't know if it's recovered from any oil spills that's happened there, but you can help it shift and therefore help shift the slow down, y'all, and shift the wildlife around it. What else can you do with water? You bless the water and help it remember that it is important to us on Earth. And then with this climate change that we're going through, you can talk to the water. Okay. One other thing, there is an Algonquin water song. Look that up on YouTube. I use it as, it's kind of a lullaby for me. And it's when you talk to the water. And there was one of the videos attached to it where this woman was talking about how there was some flooding coming through, or there was a leaky pipe or something, and she was able to talk to the water. You talk to the water and ask it, what do you need? In this case, the water was coming through and it was, I'm going to compromise residences around. And so she spoke with the water, she sat with the water and worked with it to find a way for it to flow where it didn't harm anybody's homes. But the Algonquin water song, it goes, Nibi Wabo Indian, Aki Mishkwi, Nibi Wabo, Heya, Heya, Heya Ho, Heya, Heya, Heya Ho, Heya, 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 Hey, Heya, Heya, Heya Ho. That's the first time I've done it without having it in the background. But this feels to me that it's a very important component of the healing that you can do with water. Yeah, I think, is that it for her? Yeah, keep working with the water. That's going to help heal not only you, but those around you. And therefore, as you are healing, other people are healing. And as they heal, you heal. So it's kind of got kind of a bigger impact that I want to put pressure on you about. I don't want to put pressure on you about that, but it's a big impact that you've got and access to. Yeah, thank you. And it's so good to see you again.
Thank you. It's good to see you too.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Susie. We've got Henry, Genevieve, and Kendara in line next. Henry.
All right. So the first thing I wanted to clarify is, are you asking, and I'm looking at my notes here, are you asking, am I on the path the right way? Okay, great. Okay, good. Because sometimes I hear what people mean to ask rather than what they said, and then I write that down, but then I have to check. Okay, good. So the card that I drew is the Seer. And so mine is a Tarot and Oracle deck, and some of it corresponds to the Tarot. So this would correspond to the Hierophant loosely. So I'm going to share that here. Okay. And so let's see here. Are you able to see this card?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And I know you have a baby there, so that's why you keep your thing on, your sound off, right? That's very cool, very conscientious. So I see you as this person. So when I made this card, I wanted a penetrating gaze. I wanted a gaze that would not be clear to you. What is this person thinking while they're gazing? Are they gazing benevolently or questioningly or judgingly, is even in a compassion? Like, what's happening? Because a seer sees things that are not there to the normal eyes. Does this make sense? Right. And so imagine that being you. Where did you go now? I suddenly don't see you.
I don't know if you can see me because you're sharing your screen.
Okay, gotcha. So, okay. So if you want, I will send you this card. I'm very happy to do this kind of thing, to share the cards. They're not available for sale yet. And so I'm happy to just send out little tidbits of this as gifts. So I'm going to unshare. So imagine this being you. You're looking at yourself with this sort of penetrating gaze, because you're asking us, am I on the path in the right way? And the one who has the answer is you. Like 100%. You have that answer better than any of us, if that were possible. Like on the meta level, we're of course all one, and we all have the answer for you. And so the answer, the part of the answer that it can come out of my mouth is, look at your path, and that is your path. Like if you look like what's been my path, just look like yesterday and the day before yesterday and the day last week and last month, what's been my path? That's your path, and you're on it. And that kind of does away with the, but am I on it the right way? Because the right way is a way of controlling and a way of trying to keep from making mistakes, and a way of trying to pre-shape rather than being guided by your divine wisdom. It's like it's the ego's way of, but we want to be safe. We don't want to screw it up. But you know that the ego, that's not its job. Its job is to keep you in your lane so you don't hit other cars, and brush your teeth and eat your 3 squares and bathe, and like the survival of your body, that's for your ego. But the ego goes like, oh, but I can also help the spirit, and I can also help the psychology, and I can help the soul, but that's not its job. So you can't get it wrong. That's really hard to believe. Like on the days, there are many days where I'm like, really? I can't get it wrong? I didn't get that wrong yesterday or earlier today? But that's somehow a spiritual truth. Do you relate to that?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the thing to just keep putting in front of yourself. You're on the path and you can't get it wrong.
And Henry, I didn't have my timer on, so it just felt like it. I don't know if you did too. If I'm wrong, go ahead if there's more.
No, I was complete.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Genevieve, Kendara, and Serenity. Oh, go ahead, Genevieve.
Valerie, thanks for being here. I'd like to ask you a question just to gain more clarity before I answer. You said you wanted to be on the right path, but you also talked about past lives. Do you mind connecting that a little bit?
So currently I'm caring for my father. He had a stroke last year, and I had another person tell me that I'm ending kind of like a soul contract with him. And it made me start thinking about more than just this life, like the bigger picture, like how this life fits into everything else.
Mm. And you're talking about, so when you say ending the soul contract with them, is that because they're not doing well right now? Or
that we've served each other in the ways that we agreed to, and that it's kind of natural close.
And what has happened between you guys recently? Has anything been brought up, maybe an interesting circumstance or an experience that you guys have shared before, you received this kind of information? No.
I'm gonna give very many details.
Oh no, that's yeah, you're totally fine. I picked 2 cards. The first one, it's so funny. It's karmic clearing. So definitely relates to what you're talking about. And with karmic clearing, it's it's talking about an old wound that needs to be released. So besides soul contracts, you can also talk about, besides past lives, it can also talk about, generational trauma and things like that. And so what I'm getting here is that there may or may not be a difficult lesson that you've encountered lately. And the more difficult the lesson, the more difficult it is to release and let that go. And this might be painful for you. And so I guess the advice I would share is to kind of just, sit with the universe, spirit guides, ancestors, whoever, whatever your practice is or whatever you believe in, and kind of just ask them for guidance in this time. Because although I might have answers, you you are all knowing about yourself. You know exactly what situation you're in. You have all the wisdom you need. And so I guess my advice is kind of just sit in this meditative state, ask them what message they have for you, ask them maybe how you can heal this relationship between them. It's really kind of just using the tools you have within yourself and asking the right questions on how to move forward with this. I'm sorry I didn't really, use too much of my personal skills and my knowledge, but I guess I just felt really called to tell you that this like within yourself.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And girl, you're using your skills. Don't apologize.
Yeah, you are. Great. Kendara and then Serenity. Go ahead, Kendara.
Hi there. Thank you so much for coming and opening up. So I pulled a card on you and then I followed it up by an online reading and I got conflict. And the thing about conflict is it's all internal. And so what you want to do is just step back and realize if it's working for you, keep it. And if it isn't, let it go. Because what you're going through, and you're asking in relation to your past lives, what you carry forth are things that you had a predisposition for, but also things you disliked. So just step back and say, okay, this is happening. And don't let it take space in your mind. And basically, it's a lot of its core beliefs. It's beliefs that you get at childhood. And the thing is, the secret about core beliefs I learned the hard way is you accept them. And then when you accept them, it takes the power away. So I would say, yeah, a lot of the past life stuff coming forth is stuff that you really resonate with or don't like. But just by stepping back and going, okay, this is happening, it's going to allow you to have a clear mind and you'll know what the next step is. So I hope that helps a little bit. And really, again, thank you so much for coming. We're really happy you're here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kendara. Serenity is next. So Serenity, I need your video on. I'll put you back on spot.
Hello there, Valerie. Everybody I'm talking
Serenity?
to today. Okay, I love that song.
Just Serenity, could you turn your video back on?
Yes.
I'll put you back on Spotlight.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. It's not.
Here I am.
Great. All right, go ahead.
While others were giving you really awesome insight, the card that I pulled was a command to take and release ownership. You feel there is something going on with you where you feel you're holding on to something. You got to let it go. You really do. You can't. There is that next part you're trying to get to. Do you know what I'm saying? There is a part you're trying to go to. You want to explore that, but you holding on to this so tight, you can't get loose. So you got to let it go. Go. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're afraid. You want to hold on to it. It's almost like you want to be in charge of it. And that's not going to do you any good because you're involved in somebody else's something or other. Got to let it go. Your path is yours alone, but you can't walk your path if you're dragging a whole lot of folk with you. Feel me?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm taking my first week to myself. My dad cried and my mom got angry, but it's been fine. I was like, that's it. I need a week.
Because That's you. I'm telling you, when you let too many folks into the party, that's when you stop having fun. That's what I noticed. Keep that circle small. And the first person that needs to be having fun is you. But it's not even about having fun. You really want to grow. You really want to develop. You know it's your time. But you've allowed other things to get in your way. And it's not a matter of blame. It's a matter of you recognizing that now and saying, I need to get out of my own way and I need to stop allowing other things to be in my way. You want this. Get it. It's too easy for to allow other people to get in your way, but you can't do that. Life is too short. You're a beautiful woman who has so much to give this world, and we waste it and let ourselves waste away on other people. Why? What are you getting out of that, Valerie? I'm just curious to know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Is that a real?
I mean, say again, no, because some people feel like they need to be, they feel guilty. It's like, but if I'm not there, then who's going to do this? If I'm not there, then this may happen. If I'm not there, the thing is, if you're not there, they're going to have to take responsibility for themselves. And that's all that's going to be. They have to. Because at some point, you're making it too easy. And it's too easy for them. And it's not easy for you because you need you right now. That's the love you need. That's the relationship you need to be feeding right now is you. So you need to take ownership and release ownership. Stop owning things that aren't yours. Take care of what is. I'm very cut and dry with the way that I say things. I'm from the south side of Chicago. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's but honestly, you are so beautiful, your skin, everything. You the things that he was saying about the water and I could feel that. You're very emotional. You get invested. And when you get invested, it's almost like you bring everything you got. People think they may be getting a couple of waves and you bring in a tsunami. That's the kind of water you're bringing. And it's so much love and it's so much emotion and it's so much that you're bringing. And the sad thing is, you could bring that much water to some people and they'll still be thirsty and they still will be dry because they don't get you. They don't get it. Let them continue to be thirsty. Give that water to those of us who truly want to be quenched. Feel me?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Great. Thank you, Serenity.
Thank you.
We've got Sharon Maureen in line now. Sharon Maureen.
Hi, Valerie. I drew a card for you also, and I see if I can hold it up. I like to draw from the Mother Mary Oracle cards, and the one that I pulled for you quite a while ago, I've been sitting here just meditating on it, Our Lady of Growth Assured. I thought that is powerful. Growth Assured. Can you still hear me? Let's see. There we go.
You're
There.
good. I just heard a noisy baby.
Oh, there you go. My microphone is kind of being crazy too. So, but the book says it better than I can. It says, there is a beautiful manifestation which you have long desired coming to fruition now. It is important to the well-being of your own soul in the healing of our world that you have patience and allow this birth to happen at the best timing. If it happens too soon or too late, there will be unnecessary complications. I will take care of the timing, and as you trust me, you will find the birth of your dream happens naturally and with great joy. The other thing I think about for you as a caregiver, you are in the cauldron of refinement, the cauldron of service, and to balance that out, the vital importance of learning healthy boundaries. And so I encourage you as you take this week off to enjoy the pause, to come back in contact with your body, to be out in nature and ground and reintroduce your innermost being to its own intuition. And that even in your caregiving, there's whispers coming to you every day that are food for your dream that is being fulfilled. So do not underestimate the value of what you are doing now, even though it's probably one of the most challenging things you could ever do. And be patient that the fruit will bear in the perfect timing.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Sharon Maureen. Hope.
Hi, Valerie. So nice to have you here. So I was thinking about, you initially said about past lives and if there are any connections, and I'm feeling that there are, and it's about love. It's like you're connected through serious, like, heart connections to people through your past lives. And it may be, your parents may be a part of that connection, and that's why you're having such a hard time. I feel like you need to disconnect a little bit, but that's really, really hard. And it's not just because of what's happening in this lifetime, it's because the past lives you also had with them and those connections that you have. But this love also, like in the Lover's card in tarot, for instance, it's about relationships, but it's also about making decisions. So I think just going forward, make the most loving decisions that you can, but pull yourself away and allow yourself to be autonomous. You know, you can be a wonderful daughter to your parents, but still stand in your own fire and be yourself. So that's my advice.
Thanks, Hope. All right. Anyone have anything else to share with Valerie?
Yeah, I can't find my thing.
Go ahead, Kendara.
I couldn't find the hand raising. Just one more thing I want to share with you. Have you ever heard the term selfish giver?
No, I haven't.
Well, let me tell you what it is. You're giving only when you can. So if your parents said, you know, Valerie, we really need you to take us grocery shopping, and you couldn't, you just couldn't. You'd say, you know, right now I'm doing something, but tomorrow at this time I'm free. And that way you're not blowing them off, but it gives you the time. And then you go back feeling better about it. So I've always found that to be really helpful, because I'm not really good at telling people no. So we're so glad you're here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll share just a little bit too. So in your eyes, and I say this a little similar to someone that was here earlier too, I didn't share. It's, yeah, so I imagine some of your lessons are knowing your goodness, knowing that you're on a path that's good. So it's part of it is trusting, not needing to ask this question. Like part of you innately, you're always asking this question, you're always checking. And it's being gentler with yourself and trusting that, of course, you're always making the best decisions that you can, the best choices that you can, to be on your path and to share all that you're wanting to share at this time, right, in this life, like all that you're meant to do. Does that resonate some with you, that that's part of your, like, your lesson, your journey?
Yes. Everyone has been so helpful, because I have a lot of people encouraging me to drop psychic and to not identify my business in that way. And I feel that I'm on the right path. And so I just have to get back to my community.
And sometimes when we're growing, not everyone that's been around us is growing at the same pace. They might not be as comfortable with the same things. They might not feel safe with the same things. And part of the journey of the way I look at those big lessons is learning to trust ourselves and let the people that aren't ready for where we're stepping to go to loosen. And sometimes our willingness to step ahead of them is part of part of the shifting of them to open and grow in their own timing and their own way. And we have to be willing to let the people go that aren't a right match so that we can keep stepping forward. Not necessarily the easiest thing to do, and yet is the thing that's there. Yeah. Thanks so much, Valerie. Thanks for stepping in and allowing us to answer.
Thank you for always holding space for so many people. I really appreciate you. And you know, I saw you in Washington, always working hard to connect and just make so many opportunities for others. And I really, really appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for being part of us. And hopefully you'll choose to be part of us more too. All these practitioners sneaking in, finding their ways to the panels and all of our events. All right, let's see. So we've got Nicole next. I'm going to bring Nicole up, and Nicole's going to have to let us know with the transcript. I'm going to open up the transcript so that I can see how well it's catching our words. Nicole will have to let us know what's working.
The proper way. You know, I can speak, but I cannot, you know, I've been just about 3. So long story short, I'm at a point where, I mean, I know what I'm doing, but it's like, this is work out for someone like me. I do believe anything is possible, but how does this work out for me to do what I'm supposed to do? If I'm doubting myself, like, try not to compare. You know, and I'm in a time point in my life where there's a lot of changes going on. So that's what I want to say. So I'm gonna unmute myself.
I'm going to read out the question that Nicole had asked earlier and see if we can get some clarification. I have a question on what can I do for a beginner who is at a point of making a big decision in her life. I am deaf and I do wear a hearing aid. Sometimes I take it off, but I get confused when my ears, left or right, have a mind of their own. And it sounds like in text, what she clarified is that
It's like I did count on my hearing aid at the part of my living, but since it's been activated and I didn't pay attention to it because I was always playing music, but somehow I got a breakthrough. So I started taking off my hearing aid for about maybe a week or so, maybe less than that, to give it a taste. But it's quiet in my room. Like, I do my hearing aid on, but they want me to forget to listen. I really don't know what they expecting me. I sign, I do see, so it's like my room has been had. I don't know, I can tell them, like, I know what it's like for someone else, but I can't, you know, get a clear communication.
and practitioners also, maybe you can help me. Part of what I'm picking up is Nicole a practitioner and Nicole's hearing like, and just other messages, like knowing other messages, or is that maybe I might.
I think that what she wants is someone to teach her, but she is not. Will it be hard for someone to understand her or communicate with her? Yes, she can hear. Yes, she wears the hearing aids, but will somebody work with her, perhaps learning some sign language to kind of meet the path so that she can learn and get on the path the way she wants to?
Okay.
Am I correct,
we have a practitioner that signs. Oh, Thorn, I'll get Thorn's contact info. Thorn is a practitioner that signs and very gifted, has been in many of our panels, and that might be a strategy. So practitioners, do you have other suggestions,
Well, the thought that comes to my mind is that there's a tribe for you. This world's a big, big place. And you, with your countenance, your giftedness, even the questions that you've brought, there's somebody asking the same questions. Who can I relate to? Who will understand me? And so trust that the tribe is there for you. And then however that is going to manifest, trust that that's going to show up. But I know I've been doing health and wellness for a very, very long time, well over 30 years. And I know that the tribe shows up because we all need each other.
Mhm. Beautiful. That's good.
Kendara, go ahead.
Hi, Nicole. What I'm getting for you very strongly is you get your messages. Oh.
Yeah, I'm picking up a lot of things.
You get your messages other ways. You don't
A
hear
lot
them.
of amazing things happen my way. It's like I can write a book. Barry Jones or whatever it may be. It took him, to make someone believe in me. I have that inner child in me, but not realize how much I can feel within myself. Sometimes I don't know what to do, but it's here for my third chakra. I like to self-educate if I could, because this people I can reach out and get help.
A lot of it.
That's the one. But I take the time, so I have patience. I have a lot of patience. I try not to have too much confidence in myself, but you say I always depend on one person who guides me all the way through and through. So I feel like you have everyone around me. Just getting to know them. I discovered yesterday, like a revelation. It was actually my angel, my ancestors, like my family. There's a lot of things I don't know, but I got a hunch. There's a lot of stuff that came to me. And every time I speak, my voice and all that, it just blows up. It mute out my voice and it feels powerful. And I'm speaking in my high vibration. I guess I worked hard to get there. But I was practicing because I'm determined. And now that I realize my purpose, that I had to do this, but it was hard at first. When he opened up that I really like truth that I didn't want to see, it was a hard week for me. I just want to share that. It was a hard week for me, but I've learned all my experience how to be strong. That's just something, that he tells me to go, even when I had nobody. So basically, I was abandoned a lot of times. A lot of bad things left me traumatized. I feel like I've been through it all. I'm only 43, that I can help someone in time and need. If I could just start learning how to do stuff and love myself, because I can't put a veil on my face. Sometimes I use that like I'm a good attitude, but I keep the positive thoughts and just keep going. And then I would say, people are gonna, but yeah, so I just want, right? I want whatever we thought come my way. It's so much a communicating environment will be very helpful because I know what I feel like. I mean, I can affect people on the left who can speak. I can affect people on the right who cannot hear. If said, those who might have communication problems, it takes a skill to comprehend someone, even when they have the language being defined to this. You know, so I was feeling something at home. I've always been that way since I was a child, obviously. So now that I'm putting two and two together, I have a whole big book of appreciation to give back. A whole lot of every detail. So yeah, I don't forget. So it means a lot to me.
It's great. I know Serenity has some things to share too. Yeah, go ahead, Serenity.
Oh, enough to book me. You know, I was like I wanted to run and feel, but I didn't know. Like there were people out there that do things like that, but I had a hunch that the war was mine. I had a hunch the whole time. Everything that did all my life, everything I collect, I've been putting two and two together. I like the moon, the stars, and everything. I'm taking astrology in the summer, so but that's them making.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, sister. Give me a minute, Nicole. Give me just a minute, okay? Okay. Yes, you are definitely gifted. You came in, you not being able to hear was nothing because you are gifted. And I think you know it and you knew it and you've always known it. And I think what's frustrating for you is that people did not understand or listen to you or believe what you were trying to tell them when you already knew that you had the gift. You already knew it. And you'd be trying to communicate that to people and they would not take you seriously. And for that, I am sorry. Because you are very gifted. Seriously. You're a practitioner of the highest level. You just need guidance and someone who's going to respect you enough not to say, well, you can't hear anything, so how can I help you? I'll learn what I need to learn to help you. For absolutely nothing. I will learn the language I need to learn to help you, sister. I will give you my information and I will get on the video with you and we will learn it together. I will learn what I need to learn to communicate with you and teach you what you want to know. Okay? Because that's what you've been waiting for your whole life. That's what you've been waiting for your whole life. So I will give it to you. I will give you my information and I will learn what I need to learn to help you.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay? Okay. And I am positive that there's not one practitioner in here who would not help you in the same way. We all would help you. We know that you're gifted. You're part of our tribe. So we surround you in love right now. You have found your people, okay? You have found us. Sister, we are here with you. Okay? You good? We good? Okay. I put that information down in there for you, okay? You can see it right there. Dr. Serenity A. Edward.
So I'm going to have that information back to you. So I'll be able to go back to get your information. That's okay with you.
Okay, and we will plan a time. We'll plan a time when we can get together and study, read, study, okay? Okay. All right.
I'm like, I'm fresh. So my ass up was like, get on here. There were ding, ding, ding. I'm like, okay, I'm here. You know, that's what I play.
I know. And that's what you've wanted. You just want somebody to say, we see you. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. Okay? Absolutely.
Yes, that's fine. No, thank
I know
you.
what that
Love
means.
you.
Yes. Yes.
Great.
I love you.
Yes, that's all I want to do, and that's all I want to say.
I know.
Thank you.
I put in the, let's see, I texted you and Thorn together. So you and Thorn are connected. And I put in the chat.
You know I'm not multitasking, but I try to keep up. You know.
And I put in the chat, we started a GoFundMe to help pay for the interpreters for our
Bear
event.
with me, guys.
And that has a list of all of our panels that have been interpreted. So there's a whole bunch of panels you can go watch.
If my attention is like it's someplace, that's just me trying to focus on one person at a time, you know. So far, there's nothing bad, so I'm just gonna read what everybody has to say. Like,
So I'll text you the link also that has the information on all the panels. And Henry has something to share. And then also there's another member in the audience that wears a hearing aid that's also, it's so and more resources that are coming together. Go ahead, Henry.
it's time for a change.
Henry, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Okay, my hearing has been going a little bit, so I haven't been, the only reason I'm mentioning it up is because I haven't been able to understand you for two reasons. My hearing is not the greatest, especially in the high range, and this is not my mother tongue. I'm German, so I couldn't quite follow, but what I could do is I could pull a card and let the divine give a message. And the card that came was part of the oracle part of my deck. And I'm going to share that with you because it's perfect. And I think it will say everything that I would want to say. So are you seeing this card? Are you seeing that it says dreaming? And so dreaming is right. And so dreaming is what you need to create a new reality. And right now you are dreaming a new reality together with Dr. Serenity and everyone else here on this panel. So not dreaming as in pipe dream, but dreaming as in envisioning. It gives me goosebumps, envisioning and creating. And that's what's happening right now. And that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Henry. All right. Julius wanted to, oh, go ahead. Nicole, did you want to share something? Okay.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Good
Let me-
evening, rather.
I'm gonna,
Yes, I basically, go ahead.
I'm gonna spotlight you so we can all see you too.
Okay,
Let me see.
let me take it off. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let me see if I can get in better light.
Okay, great.
Okay, yep. Okay, first of all, I noticed that the energy on here is so profound. And like I was telling a lot of my friends, they always tell me you're different. I told them, I said, sometimes I feel like a magi. I feel like a seer. I feel like a wizard. I feel like there's something about me that's different as far as clairvoyance and intuition and being able to pick up on negative energy and vibes and things of that nature. And I just wanted to find out if there's anyone on there that can actually tap into my
Julius.
energy now, let me know exactly what is going on.
Yeah, I guess Julius, and in particular, we're answering Nicole's question right now. And you had mentioned that you're also wearing a hearing aid. And I was wondering if you might have something to share that's connected for Nicole. It sounds like it's perfect for Nicole.
Perfect for her in the aspects of wearing a hearing aid. I don't have a hearing aid on.
Okay, it sounded like you did in the previous, in some of the messages before.
No.
Okay, we're
I just
still in
have
the
my
middle.
mask.
Okay, we're still in the middle of Nicole's question, so it's all right. Let's wait until we're done, and then we might have some time to answer your question. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, maybe it's France. I'm getting myself all mixed up now. France. Okay, France, did you want to turn on your video or did you want to just, I'm getting my people mixed up. France, did you want to say something? France is wearing a hearing aid.
Yeah, I wear the hearing aid too. And sometimes when I don't have it on, it's hard to hear, like Nicole, I think it was.
Yeah, and we can see you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole's getting something.
But I also had other issues that I wanted to ask too about
Yeah, and
healing.
it's great. We're France, can you see Nicole?
No, I don't.
Yeah, France, if you swipe on your phone, swipe to the left, maybe you see Nicole. We should all be at the front.
Swipe to the left. Okay.
Nicole's wearing red.
I don't see Nicole yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I see her. She's talking. I can read what she's saying and that's coming up, but I don't see Nicole.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, France, are you a practitioner? Are you studying?
Okay, I see Nicole now. Hi, Nicole.
Sound like if I should just speak out, I'm aware of that. I can carry myself, but yeah, my question was, I'm at a time point in my life and I need to relocate, and the word danger also. And that I'm also in college right now, trying to, better myself, like a beginning, to do my calling, to do what I'm supposed to do. So I don't know. I mean, I have faith that it's going to be okay, but I'm speaking for you.
Nicole, I'm particularly, your energy is so joyful and exuberant, and you just feel like passionate and trusting of people and the journey that they're on. It comes through so clearly to me, and just being with you. So that's why, to me, just being with you, it's such a gift for people to be with you and be in your energy.
Now, Nicole, was your hearing gone at an early age or just recent?
When I was three,
Okay.
So when it happened, I was fighting for my life for 3 months. My life was on threat for 3 months until God saved my life and just left me with him being journey again.
And mine is not too long ago.
And that's the thing with that.
All right. Well, thanks so much, France, for jumping up on screen with us. Glad that
you're welcome.
I'm going to take you off now. So Nicole, I'm trying to see, is there any other way we can be of support to you?
I know, it's interesting, right?
And I'll text you the link with all of those recordings. And Thorn has answered, everyone. Thorn has answered. So Thorn.
I thought I'm in a good place. But I'm trying to relocate. Sometimes I feel stuck in my own home. I do go out in the morning and try to interact with Mother Nature. But when I come back in here, it's like, I can feel it all around. It's not good for me. That I need to be somewhere where I can have my safety, learn more about myself, learn more about what I can do for us. I focus more on, do my calling. If anybody can speak to me, they would know what I was worried about. I used to worry that somebody was going to come at me whenever somebody is doing things to me, bad things. But I trust that I'm okay, the God got me. You know, it's just that I need to learn to think about what, you know, if I'm going to be successful to move.
Yes, I'm understanding parts of things and not everything. Practitioners, anyone else picking up and help me? I just like leaving and coming back and then other people not. Yeah. All right, well, Nicole, I think that it would, many of us would be happy to meet with you offline off of the panel. And I know I've got you connected with Thorn. Serenity wants to connect with you. So I'm also going to make sure that you get Serenity's information.
Okay.
So, and I'll text it to you directly as well. Maybe I'll text the two of you together. Yeah, so thank you so much.
That's a start. This is just the beginning. You know, I mean, I'm busy now trying to stay focused and keep it up. You know, because I've overcome the big things. So I didn't have to share them. It's a good thing. I've overcome the big things. So I'm in a good place. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for jumping in. All right. All right, great. Let's see. Do we have more people in line for questions? If you have asked a question, if you paid to ask a question, please text me and let me know, or please chat me and let me know. Oh yeah, Emerald May. Okay, let me grab that. Messages in the chat. I'm checking PayPal. Okay, yeah, we don't have anyone else in line at the moment. Oh, you want to ask a question? We do have time right now. Eileen, if you want to jump in, you can jump in and we'll, I'll send you all the payment information afterwards. Oh, Nicole has something else too. Let me put Nicole up front. I'm going to move someone out, move myself out. Nicole, is there something else? I know I need to send you texts. Is there anything else, Nicole?
Just say I was going to sign off. I have some things I need to practice on, getting myself together. So I'm going to sign off and practice what I'm supposed to do to meditate. I have things to do tomorrow, not planned out for me. So I appreciate being on here. Thank you. Everyone, you, Doctor, get in touch with me. Anyone reach out to me, just bear with me. Okay, bear with me. Sometimes I might not see my communication because I'm too focused, but I will get back to you. Thank you. God bless you all. Woo-hoo!
Great.
All right, then.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes. All right. Okay, Eileen, you are next. Eileen, if you're able to turn on your video. Oh yeah, and Cloudy Waffles has a question too. All right, let's see. So we're here until, oh, we have two of you that want to ask questions. So let's, practitioners, is there anyone that can stay a few minutes? I think we close up at 8. Is there anyone that can stay after 8 and we can take 2 questions? If there are enough of us that can stay. Okay, a few of us can stay. All right, so go ahead. So we've got Eileen and then Cloudy Waffles is next. Okay, Eileen, can you, are you willing to come up here on the spotlight if you turn on your video?
I would rather not do video,
Have
if that's
to?
okay. But I can send you a picture of my eyes.
No, that's great. No, you don't have to. Go ahead and tell us your question.
Sure. So I've been coming to a lot of these, so I just want to say thank you for all, like, just from watching, I've been inspired a lot. And so I do my own tarot cards in the morning, and they told me that I had to ask for help today. So this is a little bit of a leap. But basically, I've struggled with physical ailments and disabilities my whole life. Like even since being a little kid, I remember wishing like I could trade my body in for a new one. It's just constantly weighted down with pain and exhaustion. And I'm at a really low point physically right now. But I've done a lot of work spiritually. Like I embraced my inner child, and I feel like I know my soul pretty well, and like usually I'm able to, you know, kind of exist as an emotional and soulful being, but I'm really struggling to find peace with my body. Like I just never felt like it belonged to me. I don't want it, which I know is bad. And I've been trying to, you know, look at myself, like the beauty and stuff like that I can handle, but the pain, like it's just this insane weight that I don't know how to make peace with. So if anyone could help point me in the direction of becoming one with this form, that would be great.
Yeah, thanks, Eileen, for your questions. Big question. My assistant who works for me, Anissa, who creates all the sheets that we use for these events, for the panels, she's disabled, and I know it's a huge struggle for her. I think there's lots of pain and physical pain, but like emotional pain and anger and frustration, and I don't know, I can't imagine, but so much grief, and
yeah.
Just so much to struggle to accept, right? The journey that we've been given. Henry's got some.
Yeah, there's so much like I want to do, and it's like my body just keeps getting in the way. Like, no, you can't do that, you know? It's hard.
Yeah, so thank you for coming and for asking. All right, Henry, go ahead. All right, Henry, you're muted. Henry, you're still muted.
Unmute. All right, great. It's so strange that I often have to click several times before it unmutes. Anyway, I can't see you, and that's fine. So
yeah, Eileen
cards,
doesn't want to. Yeah, Eileen doesn't want to come on camera.
Yeah, and I totally, it's not a problem at all. I wanted to acknowledge that it's fine. So the cards that I pulled, I had to pull 4 of them, which is very rare. Usually 3 is the most we need. So there's the Divine Mystery. And I think I know what the story of this is. And for time's sake, I will share the story rather than have you tell the story, which is more powerful, but this format is not quite right for that because we don't have that much time. So this is the Divine Mystery right here. I'm going to share that. And what this is telling us, you know, like you have the spiritual path down, and you have that, you know, you make your connection there. It's the body where the issue is. So I feel that this card is a confirmation of that. And then let me share another card. Let me unshare this here. Stop the share. Okay. And then we have this, the next card that came up again. The second time this card came up today, which is dreaming. And I think that's what's happening right now. You're dreaming of like something more. You're dreaming of being in your body, I think, in a way that is peaceful and that is whole. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's right on.
And that's the dream. And the dream, the way I understand this card, I mean, I made these cards, but I feel divinely guided making them. So I always have to understand them too, as if I were coming to them, rather than if they're my creation. And so the way I understand this card is that the dreaming is when you dream something into being, if that makes sense. And so that is, that's what's happening there. That you're dreaming this into being. So not wishing, right? Like if you could think you're wishing, but actually you're already creating. Let me unstop the share. You're actually already creating this being able to be in your body, but something is getting in your way. And this is, I normally wouldn't have thought that, but this is what it said. This is what the card said. And so what is getting in the way here is the following, which is, here. Hopefully you can see this card. It's fear and the need to protect. So that, right? So that's like the big thing where when the body has these ailments and fragility and disabilities, we, like the spirit being, almost we like have to protect ourselves from the body.
Yeah.
Does that resonate?
Yeah. And this one also really resonates because I feel like a lot of the weight I carry is emotional weight. Like I'm definitely a bit of an empath, and I had to, I felt like I had to carry my parents' baggage for most of my childhood. But this particular, like the place where the pain is the worst is like where I would say my wings are. So this is really dramatic, powerful.
Yeah. And then the wonderful thing is that we also have a solution right here. So I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to find the final card, which is connection. Where is connection? Something strange has happened. All my cards got jumbled for some reason, and they're not in the order they belong in. But I found her. So here she is. Find the screen again and share. And this is connection. And this is your bridge. So when you see this card, this person is reaching out. I'm not sure if you can see that on your screen, but this person is reaching out with love. And this is the connection to make with your body. Like what we want to do with the body, we want to compartmentalize away where it hurts. And imagine reaching out to these parts like a lover. Like let's say you've been married for many, many years and the love of your life is now sick. You don't leave. You don't turn on the TV. You're there by their bedside. You like, what do you need? What can I do for you? How can I make things better for you? How can I help you alleviate? We give them our heart. And that is, I think, what this card is saying, for you to give your heart to your body, like treat it perhaps as this this lifelong companion and lover who now needs you more than ever. And there's like something to overcome, because there's also the self-identification with the body. But I think it might help you to think of the body as its own being with its own consciousness, and that your spirit self that you've developed so beautifully over your life has is grounded enough to where it now can give to your body more than it gets back from the body. And I think that will create a sweet connection and a kind of healing. Does that speak to you?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to just jump in. We have some practitioners that might need to leave here. And so practitioners, if you have to go, feel free to jump in and share your contact info. Susie's got an answer. I know she's got to go. And Kandara, I wasn't sure if you do too. I'm going to put all the practitioners' info in the chat again. Hope we need to go. So please, practitioners, if you need to go, if you could just jump in before you have to leave and share your contact info. And I'm going to put it all in the chat now too. Kandara, speak it so it's in the video. Go ahead and just jump in.
Okay, thank you. Kandara Laurel, KandaraLaurel.com, KandaraLaurel@gmail.com, and also meetup.com, Introduction to Metaphysics, which has amazing people come online and talk about what they're doing. Lorelai's coming in May. So thank you, everybody. It's been a gift to connect with all of you. Hope to see you again. Thank you, Lorelai.
Yeah, thanks, Kandara. And Eileen, yeah, we'll be back to your question in a moment. And then, yeah, anyone else? So Hope, it sounds like Hope, go ahead and jump in and share your info, and I'll put it in the chat too.
Okay, thank you, everyone. This has been such a wonderful experience. You other practitioners, you are all amazing. It's been so wonderful to work with you. I am Hope Helgren. You can reach me at www.hopehelgren.com. It's HOPEHELGREN.
Thanks, Hope, for being here. All right, and Sharon and Susie. I know Susie has an answer. Sharon, do you have an answer also?
I do, and then I do have to go. Eileen, it's not a platform where we could do this, but hypnosis, I think, would be so beneficial.
Okay.
And dropping down and just into this life, but who knows where your body might lead you even to a past life. So I would encourage you to seek hypnosis. I do hypnosis. My and I do it virtually also. My website is SharonMaureen.com. And I believe healing is possible. And I hold that for you as I get off this call.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks so much, Sharon. Susie, go ahead. And also just practitioners that are still here. Kimmy was going to ask a question and we ran out of time. So we'll just see that she's in the chat too. Okay, great. Susie and Stephanie.
Sorry, I have to go. Yeah,
Oh,
but
Genevieve,
thank
go ahead.
you. Yeah, sorry. I need to eat dinner. Thank you, everyone. I'm really grateful to be here. This is my very first time being on the panel, and I'm really appreciative to be around all of these other practitioners. My link for booking is in the chat, and my email is not there. My email is also in the chat as well. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a great night. Bye.
Okay, and I just want to say your email in case anyone watching the video wants to, I'm just going to say it's SOKANOHEAL@gmail.com. All right, great. Anyone else have to take off really promptly? I know Susie, you do too. Oh, Serenity, you have to go. Okay, go ahead, share your contact info. Yeah. Oh, we can't hear you, you're muted.
Sorry, I did want to give Eileen an answer, but I have to go and take my medication. I have enjoyed it. This actually has lifted my soul. I love it when the energy that I'm surrounding myself with is as positive as this is. I love it. I love being around you. You guys are my family. Thank you again. I enjoyed this very, very much. And I thank you for putting my information up there. I just need to go take my meds.
Okay,
Thank you, everybody. I love you very much.
And everyone can find Serenity at serenityedward.com. So it's SERENITYEDWARD.com.
Thank you so much.
All right, great. All right. Who's staying? I'm just trying to figure out for the next question. Henry and I are staying, and who else? Okay, and Stephanie's staying. Okay, we'll go at Susie, and then if Susie has to take off, and Stephanie and Henry and I will be here for the next one too. And we're still answering.
Okay.
Go ahead, Susie.
Well, I appreciate Stephanie and Henry staying. You all are awesome. Oh, and Lorelei too. Okay, so Eileen, what I got from you is a very strong, lots of past life connections, but you've also got a galactic family. And when you've come onto Earth, there was a big, what did you put me into? And so your body, you're not used to being in this body, even though you've had past lives in which your body was used against your will to do other things. Calling those personalities forward and forgiving them, letting them know it's not their fault that this happened. And then you can return energy to each other. I've got a podcast for that, because forgiveness for me is not so much as saying, yes, they're there, darling, you're fine, but it's about reclaiming your energy. So reclaiming your energy from these experiences that happened in past lives. And there are even some that happened here, where you can take that energy that does not belong to you and return it. That's part of what extra padding is about protection. So Henry's card was spot on with the fear and protection. Well done, you. And so reclaiming your energy from them and releasing their energy back to them or back to God or whatever. But the galactic part, that star seed family that was a shock for you to come into this human body and go, this is so limiting. So looking and talking with them. Yeah,
that feels right, like emotionally too. Like I was just talking to someone today about that specifically, how like I feel like I just have felt out of place my entire this earthly plane. Just I felt like I'm in the wrong body, in the wrong community, in the wrong, it doesn't feel right.
I understand. I can see where that would be. So that's a galactic connection to look at. I'm not well versed in saying, oh, this is your galaxy and that yours, because I'm still opening up to it. But there is a very deep connection there. There are meditations out there where you can connect with your past life, with your star families, and find out. And there are practitioners who are devoted to that.
I have done that a little bit, a couple of times.
Okay. Maybe having somebody with you while you're doing it so they can guide you and you can give feedback there.
Yeah.
Because I know when I do guided meditations, I usually wind up asleep.
Yeah.
So having somebody there to work with you and guide you through it, I feel is going to help you on a very deep connective level. So you're connecting with them, not only this person with you, or there's also that star family to connect with. And so to be able to convey that information will help cement it, will help it live in your body in such a way that you accept it and can bring it through so that you can let go of the other energies around you that aren't yours. I don't know who said that you've got a lot of energies that are not yours, but that you're an empath. But yeah, it's very possible. And I don't, that's what I've got to say. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I wish you well. I'm going to go ahead and do my exit speech real fast. So I'm Susie Parker Goins of Blue Lightning Healing, and you can find me at bluelightninghealing.com. In fact, you go to my podcast page, which is searchable, and you can find a bunch of episodes in which you can get a lot of this meditations, that at least for me, and then extra information. My special is MeWe 10 for 10% off. I am so grateful to have met all of these new practitioners and to work with these who are such stalwarts and have a lot more stamina than they do and are staying. So blessings to everybody. I love you. And thank you again, Lorelei. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks so much, Susie, for being here and your intros in the chat. And yeah, we're growing.
Bye, Susie.
All right, great.
Bye.
Stephanie's next.
There it is. Hi, Eileen. Oh, I so completely relate to you. I have pain in the exact same spot, and it's plagued me since I was about 24, I think. And I totally get it. It does. It takes from everything. It distracts you. It frustrates you. It's like, what is this? Why is this? Why can't I fix this? Why won't it go away? And, I think for me, my healing process has really been to find my joy, find my bliss. What leads me to happiness? What leads me to feeling joy, to feeling laughter? Because even though the pain is there, it's like less painful for some reason. It's like, it doesn't hurt.
And being distracted is always
Yeah, and so
good.
Follow that.
Yeah, I'm like, where I'm at right now, I can't block it out. So that's why I'm like,
yeah, I totally understand. Do you have practices that you use that help relieve the pain?
I do. I would say in like a quote unquote normal time, I can, I've done Reiki. I can do a little bit of self-healing. I do yoga. I'm mostly, it's just kind of like really just pacing, and so kind of planning a lot of time for things to recover and stuff like that. But right now it's like there's no recovery. Like I'm just like at my breaking point. So that's where like I gotta find peace somewhere, so that's what I'm.
Yeah. God. So I mean, the things that I use deep breathing a lot. When I have a lot of pain, I just breathe and just try to accept that there is pain right now. Okay. And is there any message here? Is there a message with this pain today? Is there something I can learn from this today? Is there some message that needs to come through that, damn it, tell me what it is, right? Because sometimes it's our resistance that causes more pain in our body. It's like we resist and then all of a sudden we have more pain and we're like, wait a minute, I was holding back. What do you mean there's more pain? So I understand. Ah, God. Yeah, I feel part of it is just listening to your body, listening to what it needs and giving it what it needs, whatever that is. And try not to judge it. Just let it be what it is.
Yeah, that resonates.
Yeah.
So I know another person I brought up too is Joy. Joy asked a question earlier, and Joy's one of our newer practitioners, was on one of the recent training panels, maybe a couple of them, and is going to be on some upcoming ones too. And Joy had some mudras she wanted to share with you, Eileen. I hope that's all right.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, great. Oh, but Henry, did you have something to say
Oh, Henry
first?
had more.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see Henry's hand. Henry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
You're muted, Henry. The darn little mute thing.
Yeah. Eileen, something I had forgotten to, and thank you for letting me share one more time. One thing that I'd forgotten, because it was not in the cards, was that I got a really strong sense of what is your nature practice? Do you have one?
I haven't heard that term, but I am really I have a garden that I'm very close to. Like I have pets and I have lots of birds and little creatures that hang around, and that's where I'm most peaceful, is
Right.
working with plants. And
yeah. That's exactly the sense I got to do more of that. Perhaps like the sense I'm getting is due to therapies with trees.
oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's from ecotherapy. You know, that's what I'm studying, ecopsychology and ecotherapy. And that was like right away what came up, but the cards didn't show it, so I forgot about it. I was just managing too many cards. Sorry about that. So
No.
the divine guidance that came through was seeing you working with trees, because they have such a deep root system. They can ground you in ways they can help you be in your body, because I think you have developed all the other ways, but the being in the body, because the body has pain, is been the difficult thing for you. Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so when you get your hands into the soil, and then the microbes colonize you, that increase your well-being. You're familiar with that, right?
Yeah, it's honestly like the only thing I've been able to do in the past weeks is like repot my plants and put, like that's the only time it goes away.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that was my first hit. So more nature walking, hug trees or sit under the trees, like really let them take you down into their root system, connect with the mycelium, talk with the mushrooms, you know, get on that. Like you are nature, you and I, we are nature, right? Like we're in this modern society, we're treated like we're not. But so that was the thing. And also I see bodies of water for you. Like to because they have tremendous energies, particularly if you can find some places where there's rushing water or falling water.
Okay.
So that you can get that energy. It's a crazy amount of energy that can help your body feel much better.
Is the ocean, like the beach, okay? The ocean?
The ocean is really great too, especially if you're in a place where there's a good amount of wave crashing.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, so
that's
if you can do that, then that's really great. And also, but what I really saw was also falling water, because there's tremendous energy. If you sit right where the water breaks over the edge and falls, and that big sound and that spray and that just the energy that water has, your body can absorb that energy and help it feel much better.
Okay, I like that a lot. Thank you so much.
All right, great. Yeah, these are all great things. Thanks, Henry. And Eileen, I just sent you a message in chat also.
Okay.
Yeah. Just one is just for you. All right. And Joy's got some mudras.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I work with hand mudras, and they're similar to Reiki in that they work with the energy, body's energy. And some of your hands have some of the most nerve endings and receptors in your body. They're the most sensitive, and they're very connected to the 3D, and they connect us energetically. So a few mudras I have for physical healing. I hope you can see here. The first one is Vayu. It's air, index, middle, and thumb fingers together, and other fingers extended.
Okay.
That's air. And then there's Prithvi, which is earth. Thumb over the folded third finger. And then the last one, which is probably the most powerful, is prana, which is life force. And that is last two fingers and thumb, other two fingers extended. And you hold them upward anywhere you feel comfortable. And you can do them anywhere if you, anywhere that you're comfortable. It's good to do them at least a few minutes, but some people recommend, 15 to half an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it depends on what you go with, what you feel like. And if you feel like you're getting tired of it, then just stop and take a rest.
Okay. That's cool. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you guys for staying with me.
Oh yeah, you're so welcome. I say to see if I have some things too. I am, and you sent me an image of your eyes, which I appreciate. Right, you sent me. I would say just in the words, your talents are very similar to my assistant Anissa. The same three, maybe in a different order. I'm imagining that there are 7 talents. I read 3 in people's eyes, and I think that you probably have scholar and priest, priestess, and artisan. Scholar loves to learn and understand. They're absorbing information to connect it in a map to build knowledge and share knowledge. Priest, priestess sees not only what's here now, they see what's possible. They want to inspire and motivate people to stretch and reach for what's possible, these emotions to pull people forward. And artisans about freedom, creativity, pleasure, and energy. Does that make sense? You identify with it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So part of what I wonder, given what you've shared, and I'm mostly going with your first question. I haven't heard all the other comments in between running things. The part of you that scholar so wants to understand why, and so you probably can get yourself caught in that question of why. Is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So scholar naturally asks why. So one thing you can do too is the best you can give that part of you other things to chew on and other things to question and learn, and so give it something else to do so it's not as focused on that. And I know if you're in so much pain, right? That's hard. Priest, priestess second has a tendency to turn inwards and question oneself of like, am I good enough? Am I doing well enough? How do I need to grow? How do I need to be better? And so really looking at how you might be hard on you, that helps make everything that much harder. How you can, these are things I've heard, like, I don't know these as really know them myself, but like the idea that your soul wouldn't have been given this journey if you didn't have the resources to be with it for as long as you needed to be with it. And so even though you can understand, and it's so beyond what your mind can hold, knowing that you're enough, right? You're enough to be here with whatever this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's part of the not needing to know why too, is trusting that it's good how it's unfolding, even though we don't understand. And then the third artisan would be creative expression. And so in terms of distraction and shifting, like I'm imagining that you're some of the neurons in your brain that are focused on how hard this is, like they're firing all the time. It's turned into such a habit. And so doing any kind of creative expression to help shift that. So like writing, if there's a hand that you typically write with, just with the other hand and just scribbling, anything like this to shift some patterns. to help just get your
Okay.
brain connected in some new ways. Those are the kinds of things that might like short-term help. You know,
Yeah, that's a
focusing-
good, I think sometimes with like art stuff, I want to do like a project. So like giving myself permission to just doodle and be expressive that's a really good, that's a
Yeah.
really good idea.
So priestess can like make the steps too big and the leap too big. And so you might have expectations, desires of like that you should do so much more and that it should be so blah, 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 like all these requirements for it. And like knowing that just steps, whatever steps are here, that those are enough. And it's like, I don't want you to feel trapped, like the steps can only be so small and at the same time not having it be so big that you then shame yourself and are frustrated with yourself.
Yeah. So lay down a path instead of have the stairs stacking up to something. Just go forward instead of the climb.
Yeah, and focusing your attention on anything that you enjoy around you, anything that's positive, and getting your brain used to being in this state of enjoying and savoring. You know, whatever beautiful thing outside in nature, an object around you, anything like that. Right, appreciating what, and you're beautiful, right? Appreciating the beauty that you are. You have it's so much. And I just been reaching for connection. Do you feel enough connection with other people in your life? I think you
No.
listed off support earlier. Was that you? Maybe that was someone else. That was someone else.
I don't really have a lot of support. I left a really bad relationship like the year before the pandemic. So I was like kind of hiding out. And then once the pandemic hit, I had to be in for 2 years. So like I've really been isolated for like 3 years now.
Yeah, so great that you're here today and finding supportive ways to be around other people that get you. And I guess physically in person, if it doesn't work, like online, like all of our events and others like us. And being around
Yeah,
other
these have been truly really helpful. I really appreciate you doing so much work.
Oh, great. I'm glad. Yeah, you've been coming. Yeah, you said you've been coming. Yeah. So those are the sorting out the best you can, those kinds of things really to help you, to support you, being with what's here. Yeah, and I really loved, who was it that shared? I don't remember, but was it you, Henry, the resisting? Like resisting the pain can make it worse. No, Stephanie. Oh, it was Stephanie. Stephanie, that's right. Yeah, resisting the pain can make it worse. So I'm a believer in like the third way of if we're able to accept that the thing is here that we don't want, we now have the opportunity to dance with what we really want and the way it is, and this energetic dance of what's here, and new options emerge in that dance. And so you have to accept it, to let it be here, to be in the dance, and for it to be fluid enough to move.
Yeah, I feel like every time I accept it, it just gets worse. It's like, oh, you're going to give me more room? Great, I will take it. So I hear what you're saying.
You could play with the universe like, I only accept this much. Right?
There we go.
And I'm willing to dance with only, I'm willing to dance with this part.
I'll call on my star family to help lessen the load.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know if you see the chat, the person that reached out that would love to connect with sharing, yeah, appreciating these words too and wishing they'd heard them. Yeah, great. All right, anyone else have anything else for Eileen? And thanks, Eileen, for staying on late with us, and practitioners staying. And Gita has something. Gita, do you have something you want to share with Eileen? I would go ahead if you want to unmute. We can't hear you though. Gita, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, something about your microphone is not, you're unmuted. So sorry about that. Can you write in the chat? I know it might not be as easy to write. Yeah, well, thank you, Eileen, so much. And thank you everyone for being here, practitioners for staying late. I think that make sure I got everyone's information here at the chat in the end. I did, I think. Yeah, and thanks, Joy, for leaping up and supporting us. I know so many practitioners had to go and we are finishing up late. I'm going to put in the chat again too the information about filling out the feedback form. Those of you that are still here, if you haven't already, filling out the feedback form, sharing about the event, and yeah, just your experience here. And if you give us your email address, we'll put you in a drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice. And I'll just mention for the recording, and then I'll turn off the recording. All of our events are at MeWeFairs.com. You can find out more of what's coming, including next week, Wednesday, we have an Anything and Everything panel. Joy, are you on that one? Yeah, Joy's going to be on that panel. So we have a number of practitioners that are sharing new modalities, sharing for the first time the modalities that they're first now expressing and sharing, and anyone that's getting practice sharing on stage. And then we have Crossing the Veil into the Spirit World on Monday, April 11, Business and Career Path Intuition panel on Wednesday, April 13, Medical Intuition for People and Animals on April 17, and we're in person in Portland in a week and a half, April 9 and 10, and then we'll be in Eugene, Oregon, April 23, 24, and we'll be back here in Seattle, April 30, May 1. For those of you that are in Seattle, we're going to be at a new venue in Bellevue. We're going to be at the Embassy Suites instead of Vasa Park Resort. And Gita says, yeah, thanks so much for having you. You picture vibrational shamanic healing. Yeah, actually, that sounds really good. All kinds of sound healing, vibrational healing. That sounds like that might be good too. Yeah, it's great. And Gita's info is there in the chat too, if you want to connect with Gita. Yeah,
cool. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Yeah, and let me get, I can't remember. Oh yeah, Joy's info is in the chat too, if anyone wanted to connect with Joy. And then, well, let's see. So Henry and Stephanie, yeah, we got to have you share your contact information into the chat as well. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Henry and Stephanie, let's have you all close out. And thank you so much, Eileen, for trusting us with your question and for letting that community support you. Henry or Stephanie, who wants to go?
I'll go. So let's see, my name is Stephanie Buckland. You can get me on stephaniebuckland.com. Instagram is One Love Warrior, and that's actually the same on Facebook. And I love connecting with people. I am a total connector. That is my passion. So please do reach out if you feel. And thank you for having me again, Lorelei. This was a lot of fun.
All right, I am so tired. I feel like we've taken a lot of energy and given and received. And so what is there to say? All right, if you want to work with me, you can go in the chat and see my Calendly link where you can set up a 30-minute conversation with me, and that's absolutely free to you. So that's a great place to start if you want to find out if we're a good fit. I work with people on pretty much anything. There's really no limit to what we can address. And my specialty is helping people with their purpose, with their life purpose. And why this is my specialty is because I was in pursuit of this purpose and had many false starts and thought this is it. And then I would pivot away again and I'd be like, am I just flighty? And it was just really a challenge. And have so many interests. And then so I really feel I've gained some expertise in that area. And this is certainly a place I can really help. So I do a number of different things. I do life coaching. Life coaching is sort of like identifying what we want to work on, maybe finding the answers, and then developing the strategy, the steps for implementing what you want. That would be the life coaching part. I do ecotherapy for two reasons. One, if you have fear around what's happening to the planet, or if it's not that, just adding nature, just like I was telling Eileen to work with trees and work with water, that's part of ecotherapy. Just acknowledging that in the process that we're working together in, that we're all nature, and what does nature need, and also how can the more than human world help us in like, what does it have to offer us? So that's also an approach. And then I also, of course, do tarot using my own deck, and that's kind of for a snapshot, like, where are you what are you about right now, and where do you want to go right now? So that's also a way that I work. And then finally, I also do spiritual counseling. If you feel the longing to develop a personal, loving, and connective relationship with a higher power or the universe or the divine, as the case may be. So those are all the ways in which I work with people, and you can find out more about me and reach me at henryindiaholden.com. And you can also email me at henry@henryhello.com. All right, it's been beautiful.
Thanks, Henry. And your cards are going to be out soon too.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's the divine that is telling, it's determines how long it will take. I'm trying to listen as well as I possibly can to like the power card. Just for the last 3 times I was on here, the power card is being shown to me needs something more. So and the belonging card, these 2 cards still need some better understanding on my part.
Great.
And then I'll be complete.
Great. And I'm Lorelei Shmayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach. I read your eyes, I read your soul, and answer questions about your soul, your purpose, career path, relationships. I can help you find a soulmate, all kinds of different things. And for being here on the panel today, if you sign up for a session with me soon, it's 40% off. So that's $100 an hour for non-BIPOC folks and $60 an hour for BIPOC folks as a step of making reparations. You can find out more about me at LorelaiShmayo.com. That's LaurelaiShmayo.com. And we've got all of our events at mewefairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com. Thanks for being here.